Bam. Ladies and gentlemen, oh, no, gotta fix my camera. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, theys, thems, and mega. Welcome into the live, guys. Defend the Indefensible. It took me a nice little break, a healthy little break. Thoroughly enjoyed it, and I'm super grateful that you guys are here. Welcome back in. Make sure that you show your love and support. You know how to do it. Since we have some guests up in the box, I will make this very quickly. Say this very quickly. Trump supporters, do you regret your vote? That is the topic today. While I am not the most informed of all of the events over the weekend, I get the gist of them. And Donald Trump has done what he does best, which is found several ways to embarrass the ever-loving fuck out of this country once more. And maybe, just maybe, the events of this weekend or the monumental taco that we saw yesterday made you decide that you should get up off the MAGA plantation. If that is you and you regret your vote, this is a safe space for you to come up and express exactly why. And if you do not regret your vote, I suppose you can crest up as well. I'll give you several reasons as to why you should. Thomas Sully, did you vote for Trump?
Yes.
All right, and do you regret
Yes,
your
I
vote?
did.
Regret your vote. This is a safe. Oop. Do you
No,
regret your
well,
vote?
I'm sorry. No, I don't. No, I don't.
No, you do not.
No.
Why is that?
Well, I have no reason to regret. Well,
None?
I'm super happy.
Really? What are you super
Not
happy
even
about?
one. Wow, he's just okay. I could start with the over $1 trillion he brought in for investment.
Over $1 trillion
That,
he brought in for investments. Do you think
yep.
investment making in the U.S. is exclusive to Donald Trump, or this is something that every single president has to uphold? That's one of the key
I
policies you
think.
have to run off of, right? America first, bring companies back.
hmm hmm But how do you do that? It's not easy. So you have to make
It's not
some
hard.
contingencies, and certainly, with cutting regulation, and bringing these big investors like Japan and Saudi Arabia, it's a great thing. And yeah, I mean, let the money talk.
In regards to cutting regulations, I don't see any direct correlation between regulations that he's cut and investments that were made back into the US. Many of those corporations did so for other reasons, such as the Big Beautiful Bill and some of the biggest tax cuts to corporations in history. The deregulating, if anything, that has been jeopardizing our environment and several other factors, doesn't quite correlate so far. We
Sure it
can
does.
specifically talk about
Manufacturing is a direct.
California's. Hold on. We can talk about California's regulations and what just took place with the two big plants over there. I believe it was Valero and Phillips. That was 20% of their oil, but then that wouldn't be something that Donald Trump controlled or had any play in.
Yeah, well, I don't want to go down to any specific rabbit holes that you're doing some research on. I mean, in general, I think that he has been,
What
well,
rabbit
I'm just saying
hole?
in general, I think his thing has been to cut regulation, bring American jobs back, and that's not something that
Yeah,
your
again, the
party
cutting
stands for.
regulations hasn't necessarily done what you just said. The investments that you're referencing, sure. And by the way, the number you presented is much bigger. If we're to go off the whitehouse.gov, which is a propaganda website, but so be it, we're looking at about $9.7 trillion in investments. But then again, those are just
9.7
commitments.
trillion,
Yes, those are just
billion or
commitments.
trillion?
Trillion.
Trillion or billion? Well,
Trillion.
yeah, that may be a little exaggerated. I said over a trillion. I
Right.
didn't say
And I'm just telling you what the
9.2.
whitehouse.gov said. It's about $9.7 trillion of investment.
Yeah, well, I mean, in general, I think that I understand the concept of bringing jobs back and to cut regulation and how they
Who
coincide, of
doesn't
course.
understand the concept of bringing jobs
Right.
back and cutting deregulations? Do you think Democrats aren't for cutting deregulation? Cutting regulations?
It just depends on the way the wind's blowing that day for Democrats. That's what I think, honestly.
I
I mean,
think
that's
it
honestly.
depends on the regulation and who it would serve. That will ultimately
Same difference.
that will no that will determine what
Similar.
regulation they're for or against. We can talk about Kamala Harris specifically and her plan to deregulate the housing market and contractors. The purpose of that is to open up federal land so that we can have more to build the 3 million new homes she planned to by the end of her first term. That was a good aspect of deregulation because it directly benefits Americans in getting cheaper housing versus Donald Trump's deregulations, which is closing down departments that keep our food healthy, our air clear, our water not full of toxins, our animals, especially ones in
I
danger,
don't
from
believe
being
that.
worsened
I
off.
don't believe that. Show me the proof.
Show you the proof. We can talk about the
Mhm.
OSHA cuts. We can talk about regulations
OSHA.
specifically in regards to what
Well,
took
go.
place in
You must have
Alaska and opened
specific
up
ones.
drilling.
You're still generalizing without
I'm
any
not
proof.
generalizing. I gave you departments. We can specifically look at it. What?
Yeah, I guess you'd have to. Like I said, I don't think we should go down each and I
Not
think
to
that
mention, you
each one of
literally
those
just went. You just
departments
did a whole spiel about not going down a rabbit hole, which giving specific details and
we
information is not a
could,
rabbit
but
hole.
I don't want to put you through that. But I was going to say that,
I
I think
mean,
each
it's what
department,
I'm here
if
for.
you
I can
don't mind me just
substantiate every
landing the
single thing
plane,
that I said.
let me
But
just
yeah,
land that plane. What
by
I'm
all
saying
means.
is that I think put the pushback, we could just call it the pushback on regulation. Okay. I don't think, of course, you're going to take advantage of these, although you won't bring up specific ones, you never do. Otherwise, it'd be on the front page. You know, he's
No, it
pushed
wouldn't be
back
on the
on
front page, and
regulation.
I can bring up specific ones. Are you unaware of the executive order that Donald Trump passed directing agencies to cut 10 regulations for every new one that they would implement? And then if you're unaware of the regulations
Okay. That's
specifically, especially
general.
in regards,
That's very general. That's
that
not
was his
specific.
executive order.
Okay.
And
That's
then we'd
general.
also
That's
have to
not
correlate that
specific.
with the layoffs we've had in several departments. Just because you're
You
unaware
have
of
this
these things
final,
doesn't
well,
mean
hold
that the
on,
rest of us
hold on.
aren't.
Your final plane that you landed is that they're specific that we are getting now toxins because of Donald Trump. Why don't you just pull
I
out Exhibit
said,
A?
yes, I
You
said
sound
Donald
very
Trump
general.
has cut regulations and departments that would be over those areas that I reference, which, yes, leads
Okay,
to
that's a way to
a.
broadly explain it and
How's
to
that
paint a
broadly
picture
explained?
that it's actually going to put toxins.
No
What I'm asking
problem.
you to do is put the toxins, show us how he's putting the toxins in our food
Never said he
and how
put
that all
toxins in our
correlates.
food. That would be a ridiculous statement, my guy.
You might as well, if you're going to deregulate those
No, not
things, you're
mine as
saying
well.
that that's what your main point is. That's your TDS point, but you've got no specific, because I don't believe that. I believe that we have health departments, we have OSHA, as you explained, and those organizations, he's not the president of. So he
You
may
do
push
understand
back and
that
try to
in
do
some of those
executive orders,
departments, it would be
change.
the like HHS, the president of the United States would pick the head or directors of said agencies and to direct them, people who would be MAGAs or his appointees, to go about his initiatives. What? Never mind. Hold on. Let me pull this up. Let me pull this up for you.
And are there other people involved, or is it just a total hierarchy, just one person calling all the shots? Come on, dude,
The head of the
it's
person being
regulations.
God
a
bless you.
Trump supporter, calling said shots would be the
You're
detriment
telling me
that I'm
that things
talking
aren't
about.
put on, that it's totally dictated. Is that you want to show? What's the proof of that? Then
I'm sorry, what? You started cutting out.
no, it's a board of people. I said it's like a board of people. It's different. It's a group of
That's
people that go
not
over
how
decisions,
that
thankful
works.
not to give us
Not
any
for every
toxins.
department, no.
You're not being fair.
Again,
But
that's
I
not
would
how that
just
works for
skip
every
this one. I don't.
department.
You can't produce
There's
it. You
no,
don't have
okay,
it.
first of all, let's talk about,
You
let's
don't have it,
say,
brother. So
DHS
let's skip
specifically.
this
You
one.
do understand there is no
Let's move to
board.
Iran.
There's no board in DHS that would determine whether Christy Noem or now Mark Wayne Mullen can do the things that they did, right? When Tom Homan put out or
But
Stephen
that's
Miller
not
put out
food
the
regulation,
3,000 a
sir.
day
That's not food
quota
regulation, sir.
of
That's
people you're
different.
supposed to round out, there's
You're
no
missing my
board
point.
that were able to stop that from happening. So your argument is moot. It doesn't work.
Dude, I've
Listen,
already
I think the
explained these
problem
are two
is you are
different
grossly
things.
misinformed on a lot of things, and no knock to you. You're an American, and we're kind of stupid, but it's the fact that you're now trying to argue with me about things that you don't
Speak for
know. That
yourself.
part is crazy. Regardless of that, I do have this article I would love for you to read alongside
You
us.
weren't
FDA
able
to
to pull
revoke
up Exhibit
52
A.
obsolete
You
standards
lost.
of identity for food products. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration today announced that it's revoking or proposing to revoke 52 food standards after concluding they are obsolete and unnecessary. The 52 standards are for canned fruits and vegetables, dairy products, baked goods, macaroni products, or other foods. The
Oh,
FDA began
are
establishing
you gonna
food
read the whole
standards
thing?
in 1930.
So who
I
made
mean,
those
I can.
decisions?
You asked for the
Was it a board?
regulations,
Why don't
and
you?
now that I pull up the specific, you don't want me to read.
Okay, now who made those decisions? Who made those determinations? Was it Trump that made those
Is he
or
cutting
no?
out for anyone else?
Oh,
Is he cutting
sorry,
out
that
for
might
anyone
be.
else? Now I hear you.
I moved.
Go ahead.
Oh, might be better in this room. Sorry, I gotta put the phone in here. Just don't mute me. I don't cut you off, do I?
You
Try
do.
not to.
It's fine.
You do. Well, it's natural. I try not to, as long as you're trying not to.
Yeah. Continue to double tap the screen, guys, to get the likes up to 50K and beyond. Send your daily heart meets if you haven't already. Knock out the
I
1 cent
don't
gift goals to get us boosted out in the FYP. Share out the live with your friends and family. Repost, add to your story. Do all the things, guys. Do all the things. Welcome back. All right, go ahead.
I don't think that you're going to nail down the specific thing that Trumpy, bad Trumpy did. He's saying
What?
cut regulation in general. We can keep it in general. I don't think you're going to be able to nail him to the cross on
You
the
don't think I
specific
will
things
be
that are
able to
making
point
people
at the
toxic.
cuts
No,
he's done to the
you haven't. We're
agencies
not going to go
and
down
the
a 30-minute thing,
regulations that
but
he's
get
cut
to
that
it.
put more Americans at risk?
Get
You
down to
don't
the
think
exact
that's
evidence
easy?
and what we're at risk. When
Dude,
you
I can
make
start with the
allegations, try to
easiest one
prove your
off the top of my
case.
head. Let's go to the environment. OSHA cuts $2.2 billion. Yes, if I'm not mistaken, $2.2 billion. One of those cuts went to an individual who was the National Weather Service. I forgot the name of them specifically, who was understaffed in the state of Texas when we had that big storm last year. Now, none of them could have stopped the storm that came through, but the proper alerts and warnings that could have came out was literally halted because we didn't have the staff in that department to push those out in
So
time.
some so
So what are
some
we what are
kinks
we
are
what are we
getting
talking
worked
about?
out. So when you make changes, things happen and mistakes are made.
When you
So
make
is that your big piece of
changes that
evidence?
many can seem unnecessary, changes that were not in
Mistakes
with
do
full
happen, right?
acknowledgement of the department and shortages and issues that they were having prior, it doesn't help. Or we can even take a step further in regards to Lisa whatever his name of his not DHS, Department of Education pick and the cuts that they put in the administration. And then we recently just had the ruling in January, February, where the case where we have to now throw out millions of dollars, billions of dollars of student loans based off of fraudulent not mortgages, loan payments and whatnot. We don't have the staff able to distribute those payments to Americans because they cut them. Like literally,
Okay,
I can tie
okay,
every single cut to a negative, whether
right,
potential or
okay,
something that's already happened.
right. It sounds like you're going through all your complaints, and we're
I'm
still
going
we
through the
haven't
evidence
proved the
that you
first
asked me
one.
to
So
provide.
now you're
And
talking
then
about
every single
student
time I
loans.
bring up a specific, you then say, I don't want to go
We're
down the
going
rabbit
from
hole with you.
regulations to
After
student
following up with,
loans.
you can't provide specifics or you can't pin this down. I'm pinning it.
You just
I'm good at
pivoted
this.
over. You just pivoted over to student loans,
I didn't
buddy.
pivot.
That's
I just
okay.
gave another example of
It's
cuts.
okay.
We're specifically talking about deregulation.
No,
And
I
then we
was
were
talking
on the
about
food
how
and
you're fear
environment department.
mongering.
I then simply
Your
gave two other
your word
examples in two other
toxic.
departments.
Your sentence that Trump is going to make us all toxic. That
No,
he's
never
going to
said
make
that.
so many
Those words
cuts. That
never
okay,
came out of my mouth.
whatever. That
Let
was
me
your
go ahead and
point.
repeat what I said because you clearly have a listening problem. I said the Trump administration's deregulation attempts have very much deregulated markets that would put less, watch the toxins that go in our food, our air, our water, so on and so forth. That's what I said. I then pulled up here on the screen one of those examples. Before I even got to read through all of it, you was cutting me off and you said you don't want to go down a rabbit hole. And then you just kept assuming that I can't pinpoint anything. And then the second I bring up thing I can pinpoint, you do that.
Okay, so we have an efficiency problem in our government. I think that we all agree on that. And so for him
Absolutely. And
to,
Donald Trump has made
okay,
it worse.
there you go. Your TDS takes over the conversation every moment.
I've literally
So
substantiated it.
before Donald Trump was even on this fucking stage, this has always been an issue. And over government spending is, we can all agree on it. Just look at the polls. We all think that overspending and functionality is a problem. So they're trying to do things with AI now.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to cut these government positions. We're trying to reduce government spending. Can't we just get
Sure we
on
are.
board with that?
So
So
yeah,
there's gonna
absolutely. I can absolutely
be
get on board with
kinks.
reducing government
Yeah,
spending, and we should start with one of the biggest
right.
areas where monumental government waste is taking place, such as can you take a wild guess as what I'm about to say?
Military.
The Department of Defense, which Donald Trump wants to bring up their budget to $1.5 trillion
Mhm.
from already bringing it up to about
50%. I know.
900,
Yeah,
40,
50 over
40%.
50%. There you go.
40%. So, that's one way we can start, considering that they haven't passed their last 7 audits,
You
if I'm not
know,
mistaken.
I
So, if
don't.
we want
I'm
to
not
talk about
sure.
cutting waste, fraud, and abuse and deregulating, let's start there. All they did is
I'm
go
not
in and stop
sure.
promotions for people that would be labeled DEIA fire transgender people from the military,
Well,
despite their
thank
well-recorded
God.
experience.
Thank God. I
Yeah, I
thank
know
God
you would
every
say
day for
that.
that
And
thing.
I just think it's
Yes.
monumentally crazy how you're sitting here
I don't
talking
mind
about how we
touching
need to
on
make
that
the
one.
government more efficient, and then Donald Trump's actions has made it worse. Can you point to
Take
me
it
a single
easy.
department in the government since Donald Trump took over that has been running better?
Oh man, the Department of Defense you mentioned.
How is the Department of
We've
Defense running
never
better?
we've never had this type of respect in the what do you mean what we did
Wait,
in
wait, wait, wait.
Venezuela
Respect?
what
Wait,
we
wait, wait, wait. I didn't ask you about who respects because that's heavily subjective. Someone can respect the Department of Defense more because they're bigger warmongers. In fact, I got to stop calling it the Department of Defense. Excuse me. It's Department of War. My apologies. After running off of no new wars. How in the world does respect translate over to more efficiency?
what?
I asked you to name a department in the government that is running better via Donald Trump's deregulation or cut through or not. And you said the Department of Defense because we have more respect. That was your claim.
Well, you cut me off. But I was
You
trying to
started
say
off wrong,
that,
but by all means, go ahead. Really quickly, W's in the chat to Kristen for the $2.22 Venmo. Happy hump day. Guys, I don't know what hump day is. I'm not going to lie. I don't know what that means. But happy whatever day. W's in the chat to you. W's in the chat to you. Guys, best way to support the platform is going to be the links in the bio. Do all the good things. Carry on.
so that always throws me off. Anyways, I think yeah, I think we're respected and that's important. Safety is important. Iran's been a problem. If you just look at
I
what
asked
Kamala
you to
said,
tell me what department is running more efficiently, and you just pivoted to safety and respect. Respect doesn't
well,
equate to more efficient departments.
Department Department
If
of
you would like to
Defense is
pivot to
about
the Iran
safety.
war, we can do that. But I asked you a
Hold
question on
on,
something you're not
guy.
answering. And he's teacupping. One a day. Guys, the cool thing about Discord, those of you in the Discord now, I will see every single message. Granted, the only way I'll go to it is if it highlights red. So if you tag me specifically in a message and I see that highlight, I can check that now because we got two monitors. Anyway, it's cool. This person is Teacup. Trump supporters request up in the box. You're the demographic of people I'd like to have a conversation with. If you're over on the tube side, you can call the number on screen, 737-295-5321. Yeetus, did you vote for Trump?
Yeah, I voted for Trump, man.
Cool, 1 second. Your friend's back. Hi, friend. Would you like to finish what
My
you were saying?
no, my bad. I guess my battery was dying. You know how it teacups when your battery dies, or is it 10% rather?
Right. Hey,
So
guys, check this
yeah,
out. Check this out.
I
Check this
just
out.
said, well, let me just say,
I know, 1 second. I'm able to read the super chat I just got because it's right there. Because I got the second monitor. Efficiency. Look at me being efficient.
look at that.
W's in
Look
the
at
chat to
that.
Sean for the $5 super chat. Back your man's move, tough guy. You like the DOD? Enlist Marine or Army infantry tomorrow. They need the help. That's true. That's true. You ought to be one of the 10,000 people that we're looking at deploying
I
in
would
Iran.
happily. I think most of us,
Happily?
hold on, let me just say this. Most of you guys keep bringing that up. And is it a fear thing that you wouldn't? Is your first thing is fear? I never even thought about that. For me, it's not even a thought, it's no thought for me. It doesn't scare me. My dad fought in
I
Vietnam,
don't think
whatever. It is what
fear
it
is the
is.
driving force behind the left's
What is
positions.
it?
That would actually be
Humiliation? What
y'all's
is it?
sides. The issue that we have in regards to deployment and where we're going isn't fear. It's dying over things that didn't have to happen. It's
Let me
dying
ask
over
you, let
lies.
me
That's
ask
the
you.
concern.
Let me ask you, if you had something that you were pushing for, in would you expect me to die for it and go to war? Like, let's say your agenda, okay,
Of
was,
course you
let's
just
put yourself in. Well, let's say you had any agenda for any war. Are you like a no new wars forever? Or is that your reality? I mean, you live in a utopia. So if you had an agenda and you wanted to go to war, do you think I have the right to tell you I think you should go because you have the agenda, you care about that? I don't think that's right. I think we have to be united in that sense. Don't you agree?
What
Just
the
think about
hell
it
are you talking
reverse.
about? We have to be
Put
united
yourself in
in
our
in in
shoes.
in in what? What exactly do I need to be united in?
If we go to war, why are we talking about you need to go
We didn't
represent?
have,
Like you
yes,
guys keep
you need to
saying,
go because your president got us in a war off of
so
lies.
you
Your
don't
president
understand
decided to
that.
bypass the diplomatic route, and
He's
now
our
13
president.
U.S. troops that we know of so far are dead. So
But
yes,
that's
I'm
not the
telling
way
you to
it
go
works,
fight his
buddy.
senseless war because
Okay?
under the president, or at least the administration I supported, not voted for the administration I supported prior, that's not what took place.
That's not what makes us strong, and you're not what makes us strong. I'll say that. You're not what makes us
What makes
strong.
us strong? What makes us
Yeah,
strong
that
is not
mentality to
voting
you don't
in
get to select, you don't
weaklings.
get to select. Well, that's your opinion, but we voted them in. That's your
I'm
problem
aware of
now.
77 million of you who
That's your
voted for this
problem now
nonsense.
because
I'm
now
criticizing that vote because it's not
because now the
strong at all.
reality of it
Your
is he's
president
your
is weak.
president. And if Joe Biden went to war, I would say the same thing,
Joe
right?
Biden
And,
didn't go to war. In fact,
we
he
had to
pulled us out
support
of
you.
one, and then y'all demonized him for it.
Really? Did we start funding Ukraine through Biden? Is that true?
Yep, we did. No, it
Thank
wasn't
you.
specifically through Biden, but it was ramped up under
Oh,
Biden, yes.
oh, oh, you have a good way to run away from it. You're so
What did I
manipulative.
run
How do you
from?
feel about getting
What
on
did
with
I run from?
300 people and having a brain to manipulate
What
everything and
did I
never
run
take
from?
accountability? You're a hateful,
Sir, you just said I
divisive
ran from something.
person.
Can you tell me what I ran from,
You're
please?
hypocritical.
I know. Can you tell me what I ran
You
from, please?
practice bigotry.
Dub is in the chat to
You
Sean for
practice
the $2 super chat. I
TDS
did at
bigotry.
17, quote
You
unquote,
cut
alpha.
me off
Who's
when you
got
get
fear?
cornered.
Exactly. W's in chat to you.
You
I'm
cut
asking
me
you to tell
off.
me
You
what
do
I
have
ran
fear. You
from.
guys are mostly
You said I
betas.
ran from something. What did I run
Your
from?
party is mostly betas. They're
Hey,
scared of
hey,
war. They're
hey,
scared of
hey, hey,
fighting.
hey. Don't crash
They
out.
want to stay on the
Don't crash out. It's
internet
too early.
forever.
It's too early. Hey, hey, you said I ran
They
from
want to stay
something.
on the internet.
What did I run from?
They're tough on the internet.
I don't know
Internet, though,
what
aren't they?
about this conversation makes me seem tough. I appreciate that.
You
It
all
must be
seem
the
to
glow.
want you
What
seem
did
to
I run
want
from?
transgender to fight our wars,
Yeah,
and you
what
want
did I run
transgender to
from? Nice
take
pivot.
out
What did I run
our
from?
politicians.
Can you tell me what I ran from?
Iran. You ran from
I
Iran.
ran
Let's
from
talk about
Iran.
Iran. Okay, let's talk about Iran. Let's talk about Iran.
I ran from Iran? Okay.
Mhm.
So, friendly reminder, guys. Friendly reminder. How this conversation started was in regards to him saying deregulation makes things more efficient, blah, blah, blah. When I tried to give him the sources, he then said, I'm going down rabbit holes. And then he tried to go to Iran, and I said, hey, we're on this thing. Can you give me the name of the department that in the government that's been running better since Trump took over? He said the Department of Defense or War because respect. I just want to remind you that's where we last left off at. So no, he
Yeah,
couldn't answer my question.
that's a
He
good
couldn't give me
interpretation of
a
what
single piece
happened.
of
You're
evidence to
getting
support the
oh,
claim that
dude,
there are
you're getting
departments running
walked,
better
bro.
under the Trump
You're
administration.
getting
And now
walked. You
he
just
wants
talk
to
a
pivot
lot.
to Iran. No problem. We can pivot to Iran. What do you
Controlling
want
the
to talk about with
conversation.
Iran? What do you want to talk about with Iran?
You'll get smoked if you let us have a real back and forth
We are
on
having a real back
Iran.
and
You'll get
forth. You then
smoked. You'll
said
get
you want to
smoked.
talk about
You
Iran.
ready?
Congratulations. I'm opening
You
up that
ready?
dialogue. What would you like to
Okay.
talk about with Iran?
Okay. Okay. Iran, are they a terrorist regime?
Iran is Iran a terrorist regime? No.
Yeah. No. Okay.
No.
Are they a
You can say
fascist
the
regime? Okay.
RGC and the
Hold
Ayatollah.
on, hold
Absolutely.
on. I'll just a couple more questions. Are they a fascist regime?
No. They have fascist leaning. They have fascist militias in the area. I would not
Oh,
call the
they're
entirety of
leaning.
Iran such a
Interesting.
place.
Interesting. So let me get this straight. Trump is a fascist, but they're leaning. Okay,
Yeah,
got it.
yeah. So
Next
here's
question.
what you just did. You
Hold
just
on.
mentioned
Next
one
question. No, no,
person who
no,
I can
no. That's no,
criticize for
that's
all their
funny. It's
actions
just,
versus an
let's
entire
get this on
region,
record.
which would not
We're
include
gonna
everyone that
study
you would
people
make
like
out to
you in
be
100
terrorists.
years. I want to tell your guests. We're gonna study you people in
Hey,
100 years from
I
now.
that's funny. You think we're the ones to be
Okay?
studied. You're the ones
We're
being
gonna
studied. It's
study
actually funny how
TDS in
studies have
100
shown
years
that
from
you guys
now.
have like smaller brains and stuff than us. But regardless of that, I want to point out
Really?
what you
Show me that
tried to do.
study.
Hey, I want to point out what you just tried to
Can
do.
you pull up that
You just
study?
tried to
I gotta call
say,
you out on
you
that
just tried to
study.
say, hey,
Because I'm walking
Trump,
you. That's bad
you
news
say
for
Trump
you.
fascist, and then you won't say Iran fascist. Check this out. Iran is an entire fucking region full of people that have nothing to do with the Ayatollah, IRGC, so on and so forth. Trump is one man. Do you get the difference?
What is one man doing? What does he do?
Fascist
Tell me what he
leaning
does.
things, such as
Like what?
lying to the American people about the reason that we're in the Middle East to begin with.
What's that? That you're are you shilling
We
for
were
Iran saying
supposed
that
to
they
be
don't
there
have
based off of them having nukes that they were going to use on
oh,
America,
so you're a
right?
denier. You're a nuclear denier. Got it.
I'm a nuclear denier. Um,
Yep.
what did I
Yeah, they just
deny?
don't have them. Yeah, like they never had them. Like they were never doing that. They were being good boys. They're a good, and they're only
No,
leaning
no,
fascist.
they've never had a nuke. And the best of our knowledge, they still don't
Are
have
they
one
a
now.
dictatorship? You called
Are they
Trump
a
a dictator. Are they
dictatorship?
a dictatorship?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the previous regime was. I'm not
Uh,
sure exactly how they're loosening up now, but yes, they would be deemed quote unquote a dictatorship. We can say the
so
same
you
about
admit
the
we
Trump administration. What's
annihilated
your point?
admit we annihilated their leadership, and you don't think that that's
We
strong? You don't think that
annihilated their
that's
leadership into
efficient?
which the sun
You
was
don't think that's
appointed, and the
efficient?
sun now absolutely
You
wants
don't think
nukes.
that's good government efficiency for
No,
the
not
commander
at
in
all,
chief? I think
because
so.
they're not.
I think it's the
You
big
know,
elephant
Iranian
in the
people aren't
room for a
safer, right?
hundred years.
Hey,
A
you know the
hundred
Iranian
years.
people and the U.S. is not safer because of Donald Trump's acts, right? You do
We're
understand
so
that.
much safer now.
How are we so much
It's
safer? W's
incredible.
in the chat to
Well,
Sean for the $2 super chat. Beta making excuses to not enlist. Coward enlist. Bro, I'm really waiting for you to call up on your like local officer and enlist since you're so ready to go. What do you do for a living?
I would enlist. I was gonna actually enlist during the 9/11 thing. I'm old. I'm too old to
How old are
enlist
you?
though, but I
No,
would.
you're not. How
I
old are you?
would. I am. I'm 47.
You're not too old. Perfect age. Ripe age.
I mean, I would if they let me. I don't think I'm
They
allowed to. I
absolutely
think
would.
it's
You
what
just
is it?
haven't tried. I mean, if you failed, you fail. That's one thing. You should
Do
probably
you
get your
have any
health in check, but
facts?
you
Do you
should go.
ever work on? You need to work on your facts, brother.
I've not
I'm
stated a
too old
single
to
lie the
enlist. I'm
entire
too
time
old to
I've been
enlist. I
here.
don't know the cutoff, but I think you'll have to look it up. I want to say it's
Sure.
36,
Let's
38.
see the cutoff.
Let's look it up. Let's learn something together. Thank you.
Military enlistment age.
Might even be younger. I don't know.
Well, now it's 42, and I believe that's the max. Someone mentioned a waiver, though. I'm curious. Let me let up my
Dude,
military
I'll sign a
age.
waiver. All right, dude. If they let me sign a waiver, I'm going. All right, that's facts. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, I know they recently raised it to 42. I know. Hi, Izzy.
What was it before? 38?
Hi, Hector. It was 36, and it was still waiverable
Ah,
at that point. So here's the
really?
thing.
Is
I'm no, no, no,
okay.
no, no, no. Shut up for a second.
Whoa,
Hi,
tough guy.
I'm Izzy. I'm a 9.5 year veteran
Hi.
of the United States Army. Here's what I'm going to
Oh,
tell you: is that if you didn't sign up during fucking GWAT, you wouldn't sign. You wouldn't have the fucking balls to sign up for fucking around. So shut the fuck up.
oh, so tough.
Thank you so much, Izzy. So you can get a waiver, my guy. You can get a waiver, and you can go enlist.
Can I?
Yeah,
At 47.
yeah.
Let me check it. Hold on. I'll be right back.
Sure. And when you're back, I would love for you to finish your point about Iran because you were doing a horrible job before. Debbie's in the chat to Trish for the $5 Venmo. Same regimes, different day. What about JD going back to Orban? Can this man fall in line with Laura Loomer and Nick Fuentes and admit Trump is a liar? Can this man do any push-ups? I am curious to see how many push-ups he can do, Trish. Debbie's in the chat to you, Trish. Thank you so much for your support.
Not many. Not
Guys, the
many of
best way
you.
to support the platform is going to be the links in the
I need
bio.
to
If you'd like to donate to support the stream, say hi to my cute face, or send a message, you may do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Hector Talks with 2 R's, or PayPal, Hector Pal with 2 O's and 2 R's. If you're over on the Tube side, you may send a super chat or a super sticker. Let's get the likes up to 100K and beyond. We've been live for about 30 minutes, so we need to be at least 50K. Double tap the screen, you know the rules. 100K an hour. Send your daily Harveys, do all the things. What up, Matt?
Hey, how's it going, friend?
Oh, it's going, man. Hope you're doing well.
I am. Oh, hey, relax over there. Relax. I know you wanna talk too. I had a question for the guests when we have a chance. But I want to whenever you're done with this line of questioning with him. So just when you get a chance.
Absolutely. Not a problem. He's teacupping again. I'm not sure what he's up to. Move this back here. Guys, I'm so efficient over here now. I got everything set up. It's so efficient. It's great.
Also, Hector, I'm not sure if you knew this, but the Brookings Institute, the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace, the Council on Foreign Relations, do you know that they've all put out reports recently that have said that the United States is markedly less safe due to the war in Iran?
Yes. Yes, I have.
Yeah.
I did see those reports. I was going to go about it a different route. I think you can take a wild guess as to what that route would be.
Gee, I wouldn't know. How could I ever guess what that would be?
513 people in here. Let's knock out the gift
I looked it
goals.
up, bro.
Yeah.
I looked it up. Okay, so here's the deal. The Army is like 35. Okay. The only thing that's 42 is the Navy, I
Hey,
believe.
did you
Now,
miss the part where we weren't talking about the limit, but the waivers
you're
you can
cutting
get
me
even
off.
after that
You're
age?
cutting me
Because you
off,
just
dude.
responded with shit
I'm
that
not
we already
done,
went over
dude.
earlier.
You're about to get walked, bro, on
Sure
your own
you,
little
sure I am.
channel. You
Walk me.
ready? You
Walk
ready?
me.
I will.
I've been waiting to
There
be
are no
walked this entire
waivers.
time.
Go
Quite
look it
frankly,
up.
I don't even
Go
see a
look it up.
leash. Walk me.
I've been walking you, but
Hmm.
I'll do it again. Here we go. So at 35, you're pretty much done with the Army. Okay. With the Navy, you can go to 42. However, they don't do waivers, maybe pass. They usually don't do them, but they're very rare. But the maximum would be 1 to 3 years. So I am outside that zone by too many years. That's a
The
fact. So go
maximum
look
on
it
the
up.
waiver is 1 to 3 years
Hmm.
across every single branch.
Go look it up.
I asked
Yep.
you the question. You
That's
just
just for
did.
the
You just
Navy.
spent all that
I
time
believe
looking it
that's
up.
just for and
Is
that's
it
only for the
across
Navy.
every single branch that the maximum
Yeah.
waiver is 1 to 3 years?
Oh, you'd have to go look up that specific question. I'm not going to answer it. I'd have to go back. But what difference does it make? After
Imagine
42,
spending
you're
all that
done.
time looking it up and you can't answer that basic question.
All
What were
that
you
time, it
looking
took
up
me
then?
fucking 1 minute. And
Doesn't
now
matter. It
now
doesn't
you're
matter.
mad by the result. Go look it up, audience. Go look
Because
it
you
up.
literally can't definitively answer a question on something you just looked up. Whether
You're
you
just looking
can
stupid
do
right
it
now.
over the 3 years or you can't is irrelevant to me. In the beginning, when I said
You're
you
a
should enlist
decent
in the
bullshitter,
military, it's
though.
just because I was making the point. If you guys are so pro-war, you should be able to enlist in it. I wasn't obviously going over the
You're a
specifics on if
great
you were physically able to
sidestepper.
do so or not. It's irrelevant. I do want to
You're
get
a
back
great
to Iran now. I
sidestepper.
do want to get back to
Oh,
Iran.
go ahead.
I don't know how the U.S. is safer under the new Ayatollah, under the new regime, considering the fact that now the son absolutely wants him to have nukes versus his predecessor was willing to come to the negotiating table beforehand. In fact, they were in active meetings with Iranian officials before Donald Trump struck them.
Well, let's be results oriented and let's look at the news. I mean, did you see Iran's statement?
I would love to be results oriented. What about their statement?
Well, they capitulated and they bent over and they said, okay. They said, uncle,
Oh, is
uncle,
that what you
uncle.
think happened? What statement are you talking about?
Go look it up.
Get,
Maybe you haven't been aware of it. They hide
Everything's
stuff from
looking
you
up.
get,
guys,
Oh
man.
my
guess,
You're
can
in
God.
these
I,
rooms.
Go ahead.
guess,
Full of shit.
I'm sorry. Can I just ask you a quick, because I think we could probably kind of tie this all together. I just want to ask you a quick question. So Thomas, the war started on February 28th, right? So from February 27th, 2026 until now, what is better for the United States of America due to this war?
Safety.
That's actually incorrect. No, I'm going to help you out here. So every single security measure that we use in the world to determine how safe we are as Americans and the rest of the world in terms of our allies and different things like that, we're markedly less safe by every single metric, and we have multiple studies and institutes that say the same thing. So do you have anything that would show from a studies or a source perspective that would say that we're safer because of that?
Do those
Matt,
change with time?
I'm going
Those
to drop you
studies?
down. Come right back up.
Yeah, of course they do.
It's doing a
Is
static
there a
issue.
threshold?
Oh, sure.
Come right back up. I'm not sure what that's about.
Yeah. So I would ask, is there a threshold? Is there a threshold basically of when we can stop being so worried? So right now, I think what he's talking about is that it's very heightened with the temperature, of course. I think that comes with peace through strength. I can see, like I said, I'll just back it up. Go look at the Iran statement. That is capitulation. That is
No, I'm
opening the
sorry.
Strait of
I'm
Hormuz.
sorry. I'm just going to interrupt you. I'm talking about long-term safety. I'm not talking about like right now, because obviously
Oh yeah.
short-term when you're in a conflict,
That's
short-term when
I'm
you're in a
winning. Yeah.
no, but
Yeah.
hold on. I'm trying to
We
explain
hold
something
up
to you. I don't
short-term
think you
either.
understand it. So short-term, I understand that when you're in a conflict, everything is less safe. No one disputes that. I'm not disputing that. I don't think Hector would no one would dispute that. Sure. But we're talking about long term. See, the thing is that if you're just looking at like the here and now, that's silly. We're talking about long term safety for America, both in the Middle East and around the world, and we're markedly less safe because of this. So, and that's because of studies that we know
Thank
what
you,
this will
Rodriguez.
lead to down the road, right?
Do
So,
you like I'm going to go with a very this is very basic. This is fundamental in what you're saying. Does that change daily? I would say yes, that
No,
changes
it
daily.
doesn't change daily. That's incorrect.
That would
No,
be impossible
absolutely
because
not. No,
agreements are made,
no.
treaties are made,
Treat that
and
has
things are
nothing.
moving
No,
and happening. Of course it does.
no. So Thomas, no, actually it doesn't. So here's the thing. A treaty, let's just pretend something. Let's just pretend that tomorrow we make a sweeping treaty with Iran that we're at peace with them. Let's just pretend that, okay? We're at peace with Iran
America.
tomorrow. America, right? Yeah, we did it. Oh, you said it because of the hat.
Yeah, that's it.
Let's just say, although good timing though, Hector. Let's just say that we did that, right? It still doesn't change the fact that even though we have a peace treaty with Iran, we've severely destabilized the region. We've severely destabilized Iran, and we've created an entire generation of people that hate us even more than the previous generation did, which leads to what? Which leads to what? No, Thomas, I'd like you to answer the question. What does that lead to? No, what does it lead to?
I'm not going to give you
Okay, you don't want to answer obvious questions. That's fine. It leads to terrorism.
You don't know how to.
It's fine.
You can't litigate,
So, anyways, if you don't understand, if you don't understand that what we've done, I know I have to dumb it. I know I have to dumb it down for you. So, if you don't understand that what we've done in Iran has literally bred an entire generation of terrorists, I don't know what to do to help you because people like the Brookings, because people like the Brookings Institute and people like the Carnegie Endowment for Safety and people like the Council for Foreign Affairs. They all say that what we've done in Iran now has literally done nothing but breed an entire generation of terrorists that want to kill us. Oh, you don't care what those people say?
No, I don't.
Then who do you care what they say? Who would you listen to there,
Cat's
bud?
breath.
I would listen to my own thoughts, my own decisions.
And how many years have you been in them? And how many years have you been in the military and studied geopolitics?
Do you know
how many years have you studied geopolitics in school? What's your degree in, by the way, Thomas?
You're not superior to
Thomas, what's your degree in? Thomas, what's your degree in?
One second.
Thomas,
have a
One second, y'all. Yvette, did you vote for Trump?
You're trying to dominate the conversation. It gets boring, you know?
Yeah. Yvette, did you vote for Trump? Yvette, did you vote for Trump?
That was fun. He doesn't let me
I'm going to drop
respond.
you
This
down,
is the
Yvette.
what you guys do in the
We're
left
literally
front.
about to
You
let
guys
you
do in the left to interrupt.
W's in the chat to Kimmy for the $10 super chat. Amazing how these guys simp for dump. The man is a deranged liar, and anyone still supporting needs a psych eval. This dude thinks if he keeps saying shit like it is a fact, it makes it true. Yeah, I love I've been able to provide sources for everything, and he's been able to just ramble out of the side of his ass. W's in the chat to Kimmy for the $2 super chat. We capitulated to their 10 points. Yeah, I'm a little curious. I'm gonna ask him to pull up his source on the Iran statement that they made because it must have been a different one from what I read. W's in the chat to Stacy. Hey. W's in the chat to Stacy for the $2 super chat Venmo. Did y'all hear Hexeth threaten the Catholic Church and Pope Leo? I did not, but that makes sense because I think Pope Leo recently came out in a statement and condemned the war.
Yes, is really bad.
Yeah. W's in the chat to Cassie for the $2 Venmo. Will you tell Thomas we already had peace with Iran and Trump ripped that up? That is correct. I love how he thinks we must have been in some active war with them under the Biden-Harris administration that they ignored, and then all of a sudden we struck them in response to something. I would love for him to tell me what that thing would be. W's in the chat to you. W's in the chat to you. Guys, links in the bio. Do all the things. Can you answer Matt's question
interrupting now? Yeah. This is what you do.
So, Thomas, can you please answer the question? Is because you're trusting Thomas. Hey, bud, listen, I can sit here and I can say, I trust myself. And so therefore I'm an expert. Or Hector can say that he trusts himself and therefore he's an expert. But we don't do that. What I'm doing is I'm giving you actual experts and people who have studied this. The other people who say this is the Institute for the Study of War, which is headed up by, I don't know. Do you know who David Petraeus is? Do you know who David Petraeus is? Oh, he's just one of the most decorated generals. He's just one of the actually most of the audience does know who David Petraeus is, and he's literally one of the most decorated generals in American history. Yes, it does.
Smart.
It sure does. And literally one of the most decorated generals in American history, and he also believes the exact same thing. And the Institute for the Study of War is a collection of people who actually have degrees in geopolitics and who study this, and that's their entire livelihood. So no, I'm not going to take your word for it, which is why I asked you. you, which is why I asked you, do you have studies or sources to
TDS
back up
guy.
your position instead of just your fucking feelings?
Could those people be biased?
Do you have studies or sources to back up your position instead of just your stupid fucking feelings?
Yeah, I've got
We're
some
waiting.
facts I
Great.
wanna
So
lay
great.
out.
What are your sources then? Give
You ready?
Hector and I your sources, please.
Yes. I want
ready to
to
lay out
give you.
some
I want to give you
facts?
60 seconds uninterrupted to say your
Oh,
piece,
thank you.
and your time
Oh, wow.
starts now.
Okay, great. So Iran has been threatening the United States for a long time. Iran has unalived many Americans throughout the last few decades. Recently, they've escalated to threaten the president of our country, and whether they did that to Biden or Trump, I find that highly offensive and
Let's just
ballsy
get to
of
the
them.
point.
See, you don't have the ability to give me 60
I didn't say
seconds
anything. I
because
told you I'm not going to interrupt you. I did not interrupt you. Neither did Matt.
No one
Carry on.
interrupted
That
you,
was-
dude. Just go.
Like I literally
No
paused
one
your
interrupted
time.
you.
You
Interrupting?
still have 36 seconds
Are you
left. I'm
children?
starting back your time. Go ahead.
Okay. I know it's getting hot right now. You guys don't want to hear the rest
Let's
of
just
it.
get to the point.
So there you go. So the bottom line is that Iran is a threat. They've been a threat, and they've been making nukes, and we don't need to actually catch
Let's
them
just
in
get
the
to the
back.
point.
There you go. Let's interrupt. You know what, guys? Enjoy your childish show. You guys have TDS. You can't debate. Nothing more to talk about.
You have 10 seconds. I don't know why you're around.
Who does that? You say you're going to give me 10 seconds and then play that stupid childish thing
Sir,
over and over?
I told you I'm going to give you
You got
60 seconds
walked?
uninterrupted,
You got walked right
and
there.
I nor Matt interrupted you. That's crazy.
You didn't hit the button to interrupt me? Are you a liar?
Hit a button to
Do you
interrupt you?
sit
No,
up
I
here
did not
and
hit a
lie all
button to
day
interrupt
for a
you.
living?
No, I did not hit a
No?
button to interrupt you. No.
Oh, okay. Staying there bull-faced lying to just
I'm not
730
lying.
people.
I mean, if you're talking about Kamala Harris saying, let's just get to the point, that wasn't interrupting you. You were still allowed to speak in between. I mean, it was
Look
just
at him
something
lying. Look at this guy. This is a professional liar, and you're paying him to
Yeah.
lie.
But I
Even
don't
on
understand.
little, even on
Thomas,
petty
you know,
shit.
I'll tell you what
Even
really doesn't help
petty.
your Thomas. I really tell
This
you what
is
really
your
doesn't help your
character.
case is when you just sit there and whine like a little bitch instead of actually giving
You
your
suck.
sources.
Getting to the
back up your
substance,
case.
right? Wouldn't that be
You think you're
helpful, Matt?
fucking smart.
Oh, you don't let me talk. You don't do this. You do that. And you doesn't get to the substance. You just spent 60 seconds rambling on about how we're
That
interrupting
they're
you
a fucking
and how
nuclear
Iran has been a
threat.
threat to us because they
That's
have nukes, which has not been substantiated by the top intelligence agencies, even Trump's appointees. So I just think it's crazy that all this time we've been talking, you can't get to something.
You know,
God damn. W's in the
could sit
chat
here
to
and,
Shauna for the
there you
diamond
go.
tree. Holy shit. That gift used to be international. I guess they brought it to the U.S. now. That's pretty as fuck.
People pay
W's in
for
the chat
that
to you,
to lie.
Shauna. W's in the chat to you. I just want you to give me
gotta
something
lie.
substantial.
Did you interrupt me, you fucking liar?
Why are you still whining
I
about
already
that, bro?
answered this
Can you
question.
just give us
You
any
fucking
facts? You're
cheap
really,
little
dude,
liar. You
man,
fucking petty
you really don't have
fucking
anything,
liar.
dude, because you just have to keep whining about that
Thank you,
like
Jane,
a little
for the
bitch
spider.
instead of just like giving us facts, huh?
Shut up. Shut up.
Oh
You
no!
fucking, you're not a
Hector,
man
I
of
think
your
his
word. You have no
feelings are hurt.
character.
Hector,
You have
I
no
think his
character.
Hector, I think his feelings are hurt.
No, it's called self-respect.
Oh. I don't
care. You don't have
Oh,
Bro, you think
oh,
somebody
but
cares?
Can you
hitting
just
buttons.
give me something substantial?
work. I've walked you on every
You
fucking
keep
spot.
repeating the
What are
same
you
talking
talking
points
about?
that you can't
This
substantiate.
guy,
If you're
this guy's
saying that
bringing
Iran
some
was a
other
threat
people
to
that
the
he
U.S.,
calls
that would be based
professionals.
off of them having nukes, correct?
literally
Iran
threatened the
themselves, Steve
president.
Witkoff himself. Do you know who Steve Witkoff is?
Did they threaten
Do you know
the
who Steve
president of the
Witkoff
United
is?
States? Did Iran
Do you know who
threaten
Steve
the president
Witkoff
of the United
is?
States? Did they say they were going to blow our
Do
ships up
you
in the
know
water?
who Steve
Did they
Witkoff
threaten our
is?
Navy? Did they threaten our Navy?
So
right
Steve
before they got
Witkoff is
blown up?
Donald Trump's special Middle East envoy,
God.
and he was the one who was on the
Yeah.
call with them the Thursday before February the 28th when they struck Iran in the middle of a deal. And he came out recently. He said, hey, we talked to Iran and they told us that they had this much uranium. It was enriched this month, and this had the capacity to do this.
And we believe
He himself could not confirm what you just said, which is that they have nukes.
It's not the way it works.
So I think it's absolutely
We don't have-
crazy how you keep saying
We
they
don't
had
have to
nukes and they were
prove
going to.
why are they hiding their uranium?
Yeah.
Who knows? Why did Tulsi Gabbard, the director of national intelligence, say that Iran had made, quote, no efforts to rebuild its nuclear enrichment program and that their capabilities were obliterated as of March of 2026?
No, she didn't. It's a lie.
Yeah, she
That's a
didn't.
misquote.
That's not a misquote. That's
That's a
literally
misquote.
that is
Say it again.
literally
Say it
that is
again.
literally a written statement that she gave
Say
to
it again.
Congress when she
Say it
testified
again.
in
Say
front
the
of them.
first part again.
Iran has made no efforts to rebuild its nuclear enrichment program and that their capabilities were obliterated. Would you like to see the actual quote itself?
Well, I want to see the full quote.
It's literally written. It is a written statement that she gave to Congress before her testimony, dude.
Dude,
You don't
I'll
know
look
this?
it up, dude. I'll look
Oh
it
my
up.
God, Thomas, is this why you were just whining because you have zero facts and
Let
you
me go
suck
look
at
it
this?
up for you. Because
Let me go look it up for
Please
you.
look it up.
Let me go look it up for
I
you. Let me
encourage
go look it up.
everyone to look
Did
it
I own you
up.
on the age limit? Did I own you on the age limit? Did I own you on the age limit?
No.
Yeah, I did.
Nope,
Yes,
because you can get a waiver to be in.
You're
Nope.
a narcissist.
Literally went over
You
that.
don't even
That
know
was
what
the
you're
only
talking
claim
about.
that we
People
made.
pay you to lie and look like an idiot.
Did people pay me to lie?
Incredible.
Chat.
They pay you to
I
have
didn't know y'all
TDS.
paid me. This is news to me. I had no idea I was getting paid. I mean, I do this for a living. I didn't know I had a check. Who do I get my check
You
from?
do this for a living.
Who do I get my check from?
You lie for a living.
Who do I
You
get my
at least
check
admit
from?
that.
Please say it. Please say it. Please say it. Who do I get my check from? Please say it.
TikTok, pathetically.
God damn it. No, that doesn't count. Obviously, it's TikTok. This is a platform I use. There would have to be some other entity that TikTok that wouldn't pay like Democrats,
Well,
right? Because then, hold on. Here's the problem with what you said. Here's the problem with what you said. TikTok is not a political app. TikTok is not a political app. It's just political content creators make political content on said app. And then if you're to say that TikTok pays me, then you would have to say that TikTok also pays Republicans and people on the right? Because anyone on this app who gets a certain amount of views and super chats or whatever would then be getting paid from the app. They wouldn't be paying me for political purpose. So I need you to tell me who's paying me. Please say who's paying me.
Petty guy.
Who else is paying me?
No one enjoys your petty argument.
Who else is paying me?
I don't give a fuck who's paying you.
Man, you brought it up. You said I'm paid to lie. Who's paying me to lie?
You're shilling on here. I'm saying that you're a liar.
Who's paying me to lie? That was your claim. Who's paying me to lie?
This is getting really boring. I can't believe people.
I mean, I know you're bored.
Go.
Everyone's
so
entertained. Clearly, 757 people love that shit. Not to mention all the people over here on the YouTube side. How many people?
Because you guys, just another room where you talk shit.
Oh shit, 100 more people on the YouTube side. They're loving this shit. So who's paying me?
I walked you on the facts.
Yeah, so who's paying me?
I walked you down, dude.
W's in the chat to Kimmy for the $2 super chat, but we destroyed all the capabilities already. Listen, if the next time you say W's in chat to you, Kimmy, the next time you say you walked me down or you walked Matt down, I'm going to ask you the same question over and over and over again. And it's one word, 3 letters, and a question mark. How?
And you were so confident, but that you got walked down.
What was that?
Sad.
What did you walk me on, my guy?
I'm ready to go to the next one. You guys
what did you walk me on, my guy? This guy's really bad answering questions, by the way. What did you walk me on?
I walked you down on the age limit. I walked you down on the nuclear threat.
How did you walk me down on the age limit?
Did the leadership of Iran threaten the president of the United States? No, I'm asking.
Dude, is this guy for real? Dude, Hector, did you like pay this guy? Like, is this for real? Like, is this guy for real?
Yeah,
Come on.
You know what?
Is this real? Is he real?
That's what I paid someone to come up here and embarrass himself in such a way to make me look better. That's how us creators are getting big nowadays.
I know, is that
we
what we're doing
pay
now?
people to come up here and look so stupid to where it makes me look like fucking Einstein. That must have been what happened. Lord have mercy. That was a crazy pivot.
That was a wild. My neck hurts, bro.
Shit.
I think I might need one of those like braces that you wear. Like, holy shit.
I already walked you on all the rest of the stuff.
Sure you did, buddy. Sure you did, buddy. Really quickly, let me send thank yous. Let me send some thank yous to the people who are paying me. Give me a second. W's in the chat to Melvin for the $2 super chat. Stop whining and get to the point. You are bad at this. That fucking part. W's in the chat to you, Melvin. W's in the chat to the One Mighty Pen for the $2 super chat. Here's your live payment from bot 8475. I want him to say it.
Thank you so much.
Fuck, mods, can we please keep?
Thank you so much for sending me that heart.
Fucking Christ. The one
Hey,
mighty pen,
whoever
I
sent
want
me
him
that
so
heart,
bad
thank
to
you.
say it, but he won't say it. I want him so bad to say it. I really
Maybe
want
for
him
the
to say it.
5 people that
W's
sent
in
me
the chat to
some.
you. W's in the chat to Mike for the $2
If you could please
Venmo.
send me more
These fucking
hearts,
white
I'd really
fragile men
appreciate it.
really pissed me off. They were mad at the black woman and wouldn't vote
Ooh,
for her,
Mike.
yet they're not mad at the fact that we just had
Thank you
13
so much
Americans
for the
killed,
heart.
170 school children killed, and now Iran has
Thank
revenue
you so
all
much for that
because
heart.
Donald Trump tore. Did
Stacy
you mean to
says,
send another one? Is there
these
another one?
guys have.
Yes. Tore up a piece of paper that had
Stacy
Obama's
says,
fucking signature
these
on
guys
it.
have.
This shit is fucking insane. Yes, it is, Mike.
Says you're
Thank you so
walking
much
them
for your
down.
2 and 2. W's in the chat. Shout out to Ren. W's in the chat to Ren
Steve
for the
says they're walking you
$20
down.
Venmo. Here's your pay for the last hour. Signed, your favorite expo, aka Ren. W's in the
Thomas,
chat.
you're walking
W's in the
down.
chat to you.
Awesome.
My guy. Can you
Hey,
give me a
what's
Thank
going
you
on,
second?
so much
man? How
for
are
the
Can you
y'all?
heart.
give me? You can wait too. Give me a second so I can collect
W's
this
in the
information
chat.
from my W-2s, okay?
on.
Well, my 1099.
Thank
Give
you
me a
so much
second
for
so
the
I can collect
W's.
my check. Give me a second. Thank you,
Hey, what's
guys.
going on,
Please
man?
keep
How
him
are
muted.
y'all?
Yeah.
Thank
Hey,
you so much for those
Yeetus, I
hearts.
would love to talk to you because this guy's
Thank
a
you
waste
so
of
much.
space. Just give me a second, okay? I
Oh,
gotta
that
do
was
a couple things. People are
much
paying
for
me.
those
People are
hearts.
paying me. Give me a second. W's in the chat to you, Ren. Thank you so much for the
Oh
20.
man, W's.
W's in the
Thank
chat
you
to
so
Maze.
much for
Shout out to
all
Maze. What up, Maze? For the $17 Venmo. Super
people that
secret
give me
payment for
hearts. I
lying to
really
me.
appreciate
TikTok
that.
official.
Giving me hearts. Thank you so much for
Guys,
that.
I just got paid by TikTok.
Thank
I
you for
just
the
got paid by
heart.
TikTok. This
Oh,
is a secret TikTok official.
TikTok. I'm
W's
gonna
Maze.
make
Maze,
Yes.
that's not what you told me you do for a living. Look
Thank
at
you
Maze
so
out
much
here
for the
hiding.
donation.
W's it to you, Shayna,
Oh
or
my god,
Shauna. I think it's Shayna for the Sakura Corgi. W's to
appreciate
you.
that donation.
W's
Thank
in
you
the
so
chat
much.
to Sean for the $2 Cash App. I can tap in if you want. Big love to Izzy. I got.
I'm up to
Oh, are you in the
14 right
request?
now. Holy shit!
Are you in the request, Sean?
Thank you so much. 14 people.
Get in the
Thank you
request,
so much.
Sean. Get in the request, Sean. W's in the chat to you. W's in the chat to Mike once again for the $2 Venmo. DNC
5
paycheck.
people on his own.
Hey, DNC paycheck. That's what I'm talking about. W's in the chat to you.
Steve,
Guys, please make sure we're taking Matt while he's here. You can send him some gifts or hit up his links in the bio as well.
Oh, thanks.
Fuck, I meant to send $1.
thank you so
I'll send
much for the
I'll send back
14.
16. I'll send back 16, Maze. I
That
got
was
you.
really
I got you.
appreciated
W's in the
that.
chat to you.
Thank
Guys,
you
best
so
way to support
much.
the platform is going to be links in the bio. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Hector
in
Talks with
chat.
2 R's or PayPal, Hector Pal with 2 O's and 2 R's. If you're over on the tube side, you may send a super chat or a super sticker.
Oh man, that
So
was
you
so
wanted
nice
to
of
talk
you.
about Iran. What was your
Thank
question?
you. First, I got to thank all the people that sent me all those gifts. Thank you
Hey,
so
Thomas,
much.
real quick though, before we do that,
Thank you
though,
very
did you
much. And all
find
the
did you
nice
find
comments.
Tulsi
Hold on.
Gabbard's Senate?
Y'all
Did you
talk
find
on.
Oh
Tulsi Gabbard's
yeah,
Thank you
Senate
so much for all the
testimony?
dude.
comments.
Did you find Tulsi Gabbard's
Matt,
Senate
Matt, they
testimony?
do this on
Because I have
purpose.
it right here.
Thank
They
you
do
so
this on
much.
purpose, Matt. They bring up a bunch of shit, and then when you ask them to pin down one thing, they pivot to another one. He has yet to
Because
prove anything that he's looked up.
because I
People
mean
in the-
I
Thank you
have
so
it
The
much.
right
only
here.
thing, thank you,
if
Trish, for the
want.
galaxy.
Yeah.
The only thing, my guy,
Oh my
that
God,
you have
20
quote
people.
unquote
Oh my
proved
God,
is
20
the
people.
age
Thank
limit.
you
The age limit
so
for when you
much.
can enlist in the
Oh my
military,
God,
as if our
showing
argument
this guy
wasn't
on his
about the
own
waivers
channel.
to
This
begin
is
with.
so.
Every other thing that you
Thank
know
you
you're going to
so
get
much.
dog walked on, you avoid.
W's in the
Don't you think
chat.
that's funny?
Yeah.
W's in the chat. Thank you so much. I walked them down already. Didn't you so much?
Anyways, so Thomas, just here. So this is from intelligence.senate.gov, and just I'll scroll to the top. This is
He's gifting
Tulsi
himself.
Gabbard's. What's that? No. I know. I'll give you a minute. I know you've got like 3 people that you want.
He's gifting himself on his
Anyways,
backup account. That's diabolical.
that's
What?
amazing.
That's crazy.
So
Oh my God, another
So,
person.
anyways,
Thank you
Thomas,
so much for
a
the
direct
chat.
quote from
Oh,
the
that's
Thomas. Yeah, I know.
crazy.
Very
Thank you so
good
much for
job,
the
bud.
chat.
Got you in
Anyway,
a
so
second, Sean.
Thomas, as a result of
Another one.
Operation Midnight Hammer, Iran's nuclear enrichment program was obliterated. There has been no effort since then to try to rebuild their enrichment capability. The entrances to the underground facilities that were bombed
Thank
have
you
been
so
buried
much for
and
the
shuttered with
donations,
cement.
guys.
We continue to monitor for any early indicators on what position
Oh
the
my
current
God,
or any new
incredible.
leadership in Iran will take with regard to authorizing a nuclear weapons program. That was March 18th of 2026. So my
I got it
question
now,
for
Mons.
you,
Thank you so
Thomas.
much. I got it now.
So my question for you, Thomas, is what changed? What changed? Because that was March 18th, 2026. That was after we started bombing them, and she said as a result of Operation Midnight Hammer. When was Operation Midnight Hammer, Thomas?
We're going to interrupt you. We're not going to.
When was Operation Midnight Hammer, Thomas?
Oh, thank you so much in the chat. Thank you.
When
so
was
much.
Operation Midnight Hammer, Thomas?
Now he's
Oh, the
dodging
20.
this
Thank
like
you
the
so much.
plague. It didn't happen.
When
She
was
never said
Operation
that.
Midnight Hammer?
Thank you in the chat so much.
Oh, wait,
When was
February.
Operation Midnight Hammer?
Thank you in the chat so much.
Oh, do you
Is that
not
what you guys
know?
do?
I can educate you, Thomas, if you
Is
don't
that
know,
what
because
you
it sounds
guys
like you
do?
don't know. Let me help you out. It was
Is
June of
that what you like?
2025, since
Oh,
you obviously didn't know that.
hold on. I
So
don't want
why
to
is
debate. I
it
want to
that
thank
since
everyone in
the
the
why
chat.
is it so that in
Oh,
June
hold
of
on.
2025? Oh, I'm sorry, Thomas.
20.
Hey Thomas.
Thank
Hey
you so
bud.
much.
Hey bud. I'm so sorry
Thank you
that you
so much.
can't. I'm so sorry that this is happening
Thank
to
you.
you. Why is it
Thank
that
you.
in June of 2025 we destroyed their nuclear capabilities and Tulsi Gabbard
Oh,
confirmed it on March 18th, but you're
W's in
saying
the
that that
chat.
was a rationale to go in and start bombing them on
W's
February
in the chat.
28th?
Thank you so much. W's in the chat.
He's not going to answer. Sean, say
All
your
right.
piece.
No, he's not.
Well, we're doing it all the way out like this. W's in the chat. Yeah, 20. Woo! I own
Sean,
you.
just
6
talk
8.
over
Over.
him. He's not going to shut the fuck up.
You guys got walked, bro.
Jesus, man.
It's
Want
over.
me to step in?
Now it's all about the W's in the chat. Let's go. Hell yeah.
W's in the
20.
chat. Well,
W's
look,
in the
brother.
chat, baby. Woo!
Sean, did you have anything?
W's in the chat, baby. We
I
won.
remember, let's go back to 2001 when you said I was going to. That's some weak.
All right, that was fun, guys. Have a good one.
He did say he was going to join, and he ran. Not the run,
No.
not the
Oh, man.
skedaddle.
Why are you running?
Why are you running?
Debut, man. My debut.
God damn it, Sean. I tried to help you. You know what's crazy, Matt? You know what's
That's
crazy?
all good. I'll step down.
He said, I appreciate you coming up, Sean. What's crazy is that he was so ready to combat the military age thing and hyper focus on, I'm too old to enlist, when our whole argument was waivers. And that's the one thing he felt he had a gotcha on. Every other point, especially when you pulled up the receipts on screen, it all of a sudden became a W's in the chat.
It is pretty funny. The pivoting is wild, and I think the most telling part, guys, is with people like this is just asking them. They make a claim. They're like, no, we're way safer. And Hector and I are like, okay, awesome. If we're safer, then all you have to do is just explain it to us and just give us some sources and explain it. Also, I need to say thank you to Erica for the 5 on Blue app, who said, "You'll never replace me."
Oh my God. Is she in here? This messy motherfucker. That's crazy. That's crazy, Erica.
I'm not trying to replace anybody. I just wanted to come up for a minute with Hector. Jeez, Erica.
You never co-host with me. I never get to have one-on-one time with Matt. Sometimes I'm in his live. Sometimes I'm on the panel. This never happens.
Jeez.
And Erica said, watch yourself, man. Watch yourself.
She's like, watch your 6. She's like, watch your 6. I'm get you.
Oh, man. If anyone would like to send some more support to Matt, please hit up his links in the bio, or better yet, send us some TikTok gifts. Make sure he gets above 3,000 coins. I do have some more thank yous, but really quickly, Yeetus has been waiting patiently for a minute, and I want to see if he has more decorum than the last guy. Yeetus, did you vote for Trump?
Hey, what's going on, man? Yeah, I voted for Trump.
And do you regret your vote?
No, not so much. I mean, on a couple things maybe, but not maybe like 60-40.
60-40, got you. I'm going to ask you this question. I want you to think on it, and then while you're thinking on it, I'm going to say some thank yous. On the 40%.
I mean, I just had a thought on I just had a thought on Iran, man.
Sure.
So my brother was
Hold on. On the 40%, I want you to think of a reason why you're dissatisfied with the Trump administration, and then on the 60%, I want you to tell me something you think he's doing exceptionally well. Just think on that for a second while I do some thank yous.
I'll do that.
W's in the chat to Trisha for the $10 Venmo. Ooh, guys, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a competition. My favorite donation for the night, my favorite donation to the links in the bio gets a free Kamala Would Never hat. My favorite donation to the links in the bio gets a free Kamala Would Never hat. So far, Trisha's in the lead, okay? Trisha said, another 10, please lie to me a little more. Because all I'm doing is lying. I'm just up here lying. I'm just up here telling stories. I'm getting paid by TikTok to lie. So Trisha loves the lies. Thank you so much, Trisha. We love the way Hector lies over here, okay? I'm about to play the fucking song. W's in the chat to Erica for the $5 Venmo. This is what we doing now? Okay, bet. Erica, you can come up whenever you want. You know it. See, that's that bullshit. W's in the chat to you. W's in the
That's
chat.
messy, bro. That's
Messy as
messy.
fuck. Messy as fuck. W's in the chat to Vincent for the 5. Tommy Boy needs to hurry out of the chair in the corner and stop being a cuck for DJT. Oh, he loves that chair. He loves that chair. That's his favorite one. He don't even put a cushion under it. He be straight on his knees in that chair. It's fucking crazy. W's in the chat to you guys. W's in the chat to Izzy for the $5 Venmo. Small installment of your Soros checks. Yeah, somebody's got to do it. Guys, this is the first time ever that Soros and the DNC apparently has paid me via these donos. W's in the chat to you guys. I did have a super chat. W's in the chat to Melvin for the $2 super chat. Hi, Matt. You and Hector are making this guy crash. It's really not hard to do it with these people. W's in the chat to you. W's in the chat to Stacy for the $1.99 super chat. Not Erica with the not subtle threat. Right? Erica just over here watching. She's like, oh, you thought I was gone? You thought you was going to get this smoke? That was in the chat to you guys. Best way to support the platform, you already know. Let's get the likes over 200K. Shout out to you guys for getting up to 100K. Send your daily heartbeats if you haven't already. Share out the live with your friends and family. Repost, add to your story. Knock out the little 5 cents goals in the middle there. And let's get back to the conversation. Did you have time to think on my question?
Yeah, I did, man. Let me just get my thought out on Iran, man. So my brother died in Beirut in '86, man. I was 12 years old.
Sorry to hear that.
I've been waiting 40 years, man, for this attack to come on Iran, dude. You know what I mean? And I kind of feel like it's payback, right? You know what I mean? It's vindicated that. You know what I mean? I kind of like seeing them being blown off the map. But I mean, I'm coming from a place of bias on that, right? Because my brother was a Marine. He was in the Beirut barracks in '86, and he died. Now, other than that, man, do I think war is a good thing? Nah, man. I mean, no, I think this war is costing us more than it should, right? I guess that's all I got to say on that, man. Now the 60-40, I'm not happy with Trump on deportations, man. You know, I think his numbers could be well above what they are. I don't think he kept his promise on deporting people, right? You know, Joe Biden deported 3 million, Obama deported 6 million. I think that's kind of a joke. You know, Trump lied on that, you know, saying he was going to deport all these people, and he hasn't. The 60% I'm happy with, man. I guess, man, I'm a white guy, so this is my administration, man. I'm doing pretty well.
Sorry, excuse me.
You know what? Since we have well, at least a non-practicing white on the panel, Matt, you got this. He wanted to highlight his whiteness, so I'm gonna let you have fun with this.
I mean, I don't know.
I'm a white Christian. I mean, let me be honest with you, man. I'm a white Christian man. This is the only administration that hasn't attacked me personally.
Really, that's amazing. So, how is it that the Biden administration attacked you personally? I'm super curious.
Well, they say white Christians, man. I mean, that's it, dude. I mean, Biden said as much.
No, he didn't. I'm confused. I still don't understand. How did the Biden administration attack you personally as a white Christian man?
Well, that's what I'm telling you, man. That's just the way I felt. You know what I mean?
Oh, so you just had a feeling without any actual evidence of anything actually happening?
Well, I mean, it was indirect attacks, right? You know what I mean? You want to let people come in and have babies and outvote me, right? That's what you want to do. That's an indirect attack on white people.
Sure. Really quickly, I had 2 more things to read. I forgot to get this, and I got you back in a second. Maze. The term is fucking dog walk. Yeah, that's correct. He said that wrong the whole time. Thomas the Boohoo Train. That's true. I got you, Maze. Sorry, go ahead.
I mean, it's not a today plan, right? You know what I'm saying? Letting all these South Americans in, man, it's not a today plan, right? They're never going to be able to vote, but their kids are going to be able to vote.
So Yiddish, what you're saying is like you're upset about the 350,000 Venezuelans that were granted TPS status?
No, not the Venezuelans, man. Trump did that. Venezuelans are all right, man. They tend to lean more Republican.
Actually, so wait a second, time out. So what you're saying is, but you just said that you were worried about the South Americans. And by the way, if you say that people are voting and leaning more Republican, what really? Hang on, time out. I didn't even get it. Hey, bud, I didn't even get a chance to finish my question. I'll let you answer. I promise. If you said that that's a thing that if you said that that's a thing that is your concern, what do Catholics tend to vote majority, at least like 60-40, do they vote conservative or do they vote liberal? Which?
Oh man, Catholics.
Yeah,
I mean, I would say Catholics lean more towards Democrats, man.
that's incorrect. Catholics vote more conservative, again, by a about 60-40 majority. And why is that? It's
60-40,
because of
really?
it's because yeah, you can look it up. And the main reason is because of the issue of abortion. So what religion primarily is almost everyone who's coming into our country from Latin American countries?
Oh, I mean, they're not Catholics, man. I
They're
mean,
literally all
you got the guys from
they're all
Guatemala.
literally
Well,
almost entirely,
no,
yeah, yep, they are. Yep. You can look it up.
I mean the
So
guys from
basically what
Guatemala,
you're saying is
And Honduras and all that,
yep.
man. They're not Catholics.
Yeah, they're all Catholic. All of those countries are majority Catholic, and the majority of the people coming in from those countries are Catholic. So basically, what you're saying is that you're worried about the people coming in because you're worried about them one day voting. Which, by the way, the one day that they're going to be voting is if they get to vote and if they become citizens. We're talking about 10 to 15. Hold on a second. We're talking about 10 to 15 years down the road. So you're worried about 10 to 15 years down the road, and your worry is that they're going to vote for Democrats when in fact the majority of them would actually vote and lean more conservative. So I'm very confused.
Latino men specifically, at least we can say, I believe, on that.
Absolutely.
Well, you laid out an all right argument, man. And I never said they were going to be able to vote because we all know they're never going to be able to vote, right? But when they come over here and they have a kid, those kids are going to be able to vote, right? That's what I said.
No, that's not what you said.
Well, no, that's exactly what I said, man. I said that the immigrants themselves right now are never going to be able to vote, like you just affirmed, for 15 years, probably, even if they ever get citizenship. The point is they're importing all these people to have children to vote. It's not a one-day plan; it's a 20-year plan, man. I mean, Democrats are smart like that.
And just out of curiosity, when Joe Biden literally argued to keep Title 42 in place for as long as possible, how is that helping his Democrat plan of getting as many people into the country as possible?
Well, I mean, we all know Joe Biden didn't follow the law, man. I mean, how many people did he let in?
No, I'm asking you a direct question because Title 40. No, but I asked you a direct question. So Title 42, which Donald Trump enacted, and rightfully so, because we had a public health emergency, which is fine. But Joe Biden kept that for a year and a half into his administration. So if Joe Biden kept that for all of that time into his administration, when he easily could have dropped that and he could have let more asylum seekers and more refugees and more people come to the border and get into our country. My question for you is if that was his plan and that was the Democrats' plan all along, wouldn't it have made sense for him to drop Title 42 immediately when he came into office?
Well, yeah, it would have, but that's what I'm saying, man. The first year and a half.
Cool. So then how does your logic make any sense? Because it doesn't, right? So can you square that up for us?
I'm saying, man, why can't, man? After a year and a half, Joe Biden wasn't so coherent anymore, right? So his handlers started handling all his business, and they told him to drop Title 42.
Yeah, actually, and so the thing that you just said is completely false because Kevin McCarthy. Hang on, now time out. No, hold on. You just made a claim.
Why did Joe Biden drop it after a year and a half?
Hey, bud, time out. Calm down. Just chill. So you just made a claim that Joe Biden wasn't coherent, and yet we have Kevin McCarthy, who is the Republican Speaker of the House, on his exit from being Speaker of the House in giving an interview said that Joe Biden is one of the most cunning politicians that he ever had to work against, said that he's completely coherent, and it was one of the most difficult negotiators that he ever had to deal with as a politician in his entire career. Now, why would the Republican Speaker of the House say that about his 2 years as Speaker of the House? Or not 2 years, whatever it was, a year that he was Speaker of the House, excuse me. Why would he say that about his year as Speaker of the House during that exact time that we're talking about if Joe Biden was somehow incoherent? This is a Republican majority leader in Congress, the Speaker of the House. Why would he say that about Joe Biden? Just curious.
Well, he's a rhino, man. Well, he's a rhino.
Really quickly, W's in the chat to Vincent for the $5 Venmo.
Man,
you think Yeetus is getting tired of the rug burn on his knees? I smell it from here.
Why did he
Damn.
drop it after a year and a half?
America.
What changed?
America.
What changed in Joe Biden that he had to drop Title 42?
America.
Actually, Hector,
America. Yes.
what changed
America.
that Joe Biden couldn't keep
America.
Title 42 anymore? Do you know? Because
America.
I bet you could tell us.
America. It sounds like that thing called the old Supreme Court. It sounds like the thing called the old pandemic that would have warranted the pandemic level response was not the threat that it was.
God bless you.
W's in the chat to Valerie for the diamond tree. Yo, that is easily one of my
Damn,
favorite
Valerie, that's
fucking
badass.
gifts now.
That's
That
so
is
cool.
Sexy.
That's a cop out, man.
Yeah. So actually, it's not a cop out. So Hector was just 100% correct, because that was the Supreme Court that came around and said, because the Biden administration was like, hey, we want to keep Title 42 in place. And then boom, the Supreme Court went, nope, because actually COVID-19 isn't still a thing anymore. And so you're not allowed to keep Title 42 in place anymore. And they struck it down. And by the way, Yiddish, just a real quick refresher for everybody in here, is the Supreme Court, as it is made up now and it is made up in 2023, is that a conservative majority or a liberal majority?
It's been conservative for the last probably 30 years.
And at least when we're talking about in 2023, it's a conservative majority. So conservative majority Supreme Court struck down Title 42, even though the Biden administration had wanted to keep it in place, right?
Well, that's fine, but the president has
So
ultimate power
basically,
over
every
immigration.
single thing. No, actually, they don't, because hold on, Bud. Hey, Bud. Literally everything that you're talking about right now, you're just making. He sure does. He sure did. And who was the only president that came up with three different?
Donald Trump.
Hey, Bud.
Donald Trump
Hey,
doesn't
Bud.
need it.
Why
does Joe Biden need it and Donald Trump doesn't?
No one needed it, my guy.
Do you know who instated Title 42, Yi?
Damn! Your live is not eligible for
immigration.
recommendation and restricted in search results for the next 10 minutes because Yeetus does not comply with our community guidelines. The restriction will be removed once they are disconnected. The reason is unverified claims. You are so full of shit that I caught a flag. Get off my panel.
I just wanted people to know that Trump put Title 42 into place. If he didn't need it, why did he implement it in the first fucking place?
Yeah, I know you came up here to talk about law because he said he was violating the law, and then you was about to do. I already know. Listen, let me tell y'all something. All of, especially when it comes to this immigration shit, all of just be waiting. All of be like, "What's the law?" And they be like, "Duh." It's funny. It's super
Bill
funny.
said my new introduction is what's Title 8. That's all. Age, state, who'd you vote for? What's Title 8?
Okay,
that's my
actually
answer.
funny because that's like 60% accurate. I'm not gonna lie. I appreciate you coming up, Olive. I'll give you a chance to cook next time
bye.
someone comes up. Wee. All right,
Olive.
Lions. Did you vote for Trump?
Yeah.
And do you regret your vote?
No.
Cool. Before I ask you why, give me a second to say some thank yous. W's in the chat to Kimmy for the $5 super chat. How does he think bros of the little girls will feel in 40 years? Bros of the little girls. Are we talking about the deployments? Are we talking? The files. I'm not sure. Also, what have we attacked since Beirut and 250 year have been mainly about white Christian men? Yeah, there's that. W's in chat to you, Kimmy. W's in the chat to Twista for the $5 PayPal. I'll take the lying forehead over the lying no see any day. XOXO. Y'all ever wanted to send somebody's money back and tell them to go fuck themselves? Y'all ever wanted to do that? Y'all ever wanted to send somebody's money back and be like, fuck you? W's a chat to you, Twista. W's in the chat to Shada for the $5 Venmo. God really said, let me make something humbling, and then made Yeetus. W's in the chat to you. W's in the chat to Shad for the $2 Cash App. Yeetus, a GOP prez got your brother killed? He did mention, yeah. That's crazy, isn't it? That's crazy. And he got all this smoke for Iran now. W's in the chat to you. W's in the chat to Jenna for the $1 Cash App towards the Critical Thinking Starter Pack Fund. Man, that shit is dry, bro. That Critical Thinking Starter Pack Fund is dry as shit. That's why we're getting the worst ops today, by the way. I just want to point that out. W's in the chat to you. Guys, best way to support the platform, you already know. Those of you on the YouTube side, make sure you guys hit the like button on the stream, subscribe, turn on notification bells on your way in or on your way out. If you want to support the stream, send a super chat or a super sticker. Those of you over here, let's get the likes up to 200K. Obviously, take care of the panel here or the ones that you like. Hit that follow button in the top left corner if you haven't followed me. We are live every Saturday after 3 p.m. CST and randomly throughout the week. Back to you, Lions. Thank you, guys. So you don't regret your vote. Why is that?
I think he handled the border crisis correctly.
Border crisis. How are we in a border crisis at the end of Biden's term?
Do you think there was more?
Thank you,
people
Swift,
coming-
for the rock bean. I appreciate you. WCU. Sorry, go ahead.
Was there more people coming over the border than there should have been at the end of Biden's administration?
No. I mean, how do you define should have been?
How so?
Is there
How so?
is there a number of a maximum allotted
you
people?
said no. You
Yeah,
said
I
no.
did say
though,
no.
so-
Because
So how
there is
so?
no number of amount that can quote unquote encounter on the southern border on a daily basis or a weekly basis. In fact, we did have a bill put forward by one of the most conservative Republicans and Democrats alike to set a number on that so we can use it as a guideline, and Trump ordered Republicans to shut it down in the Senate.
So how many people were coming over the border at the end of Biden's administration? Or during?
We would have
Let's
no
say
number
during.
whatsoever
How many
of how
during?
many people were coming over the border because
Do you
we
think
don't
it was
count
too
that
many?
because we can't. No,
You think so? You think if we would have just left it the way it was, it would have been okay?
it was okay before. So yeah.
Really? So you just thought it would have been okay if we just let it go?
Let what go specifically? Let
How
border
it was.
enforcement go? Because that never happened.
No.
Okay, so then what are we talking
How
about?
it was under Biden's administration. If we just kept it the same way, do you think it would have been a problem or not?
No, it wasn't
How
a
so?
problem.
How was it not a problem?
Can you give me a metric to ascertain that it
How
was
was
a
it not a
problem?
problem? I'm asking you a question.
How was it not a problem? Because it wasn't. Did we have a record number of undocumented migrant crime? No. Did we have
Well,
a
it
record
has nothing
number
to do with
of grape
crime.
and thing? No.
I'm
Did
not
we
talking
have
about crime.
terrorist
I'm not
attacks
talking about
directly
crime.
associated with undocumented
I'm not
migrants who
talking
crossed
about
during
crime.
his administration? No.
Did I say
so then
crime?
it wouldn't be a
Did
problem.
I say crime? Did I say crime?
Okay. So what metric would you say it was a problem if you're not
There's-
going off of crime?
Because you can't allow just anyone to come into this country.
We didn't.
We did, though.
How do we allow anyone to come into the country?
I mean, you have to be ignorant to say this.
No,
that
I just need
there
you to
wasn't-
answer my question, not the hyperbole.
I'm not done talking. So you have to be ignorant to say that there wasn't a problem with that many people coming into our country with no border security.
Yeah. So you said let in. Thank you for walking that back. Secondly, their only argument that I can make, and I have, is the risk of that amount of people that would have been, or the record number of encounters could be leading to a potential terrorist attack specifically, based off the number of encounters that we had. But based off of how the administration handled it, we know that that wasn't a problem. So I really don't care.
You think the Biden administration handled the border correctly?
Yeah.
Really? That's crazy.
Can you
Then
give
why
me
do
a
you-
metric
I mean,
to
that's
show
kind
that
of-
they
I
didn't?
mean, that is kind of crazy to say, right?
Can you give me a metric to show that they didn't?
Well, I could. I don't have that.
I mean, I can. Okay, cool. I'll
You're
play.
sitting in front of a computer.
I'll
I'm
play.
not.
I'll play moderate. I'll
So,
play
let me-
devil's
let me
advocate.
ask you this.
I can give
Let me
you
ask you
something
this.
that I think Biden should
Let
have
me ask
done
you
to
this.
make it run smoother. I'll do that. I do
Okay,
think
before you
Joe
do that, can I ask you a
Biden.
question?
Dude, I'm helping you out. You keep
Well, before
keep
you-
up
can
with the
I ask you a
question.
question
I do
before that?
think Joe Biden should have passed an executive order during 2022 specifically, just to calm the racist Republican rights and their fears of the number of encounters that we had. I do think he should have done that for appearances and appearances alone. I think that would have been a good idea. But considering the fact that even if he didn't do that, and on the back end he was working on legislation that would have been a permanent fix to the problem. That's all. It's like a tiny nitpick, but it's not a thing that he did wrong. There you go. You can ask your question.
Okay, so what do you think he could have done better?
I just told you.
You didn't let me finish. To increase border security.
To increase border security. Everything that he put forward or supported in bills that were introduced by Congress such as an S4361, such as getting 12 to 1,500 more Border Patrol agents and lawyers, such as the 1.5 to 1.8 trillion they got in U.S. Mexico, what's the word I'm looking for? Investments into smarter border wall technology, such as setting a cap on the amount of encounters that we have on a weekly basis.
What's smarter border wall technology? What would that be?
Like radars, cameras, stuff like that.
So why didn't he do it?
He did. I just mentioned the investment that he got, Kamala Harris specifically.
Well, also, Lions, you have to remember, but you have to, just real quick, you have to remember
Did it happen,
that the Langford, because you asked a question, and I'd like to answer it now.
Well,
you
I'm
asked a question, so, I know, listen, I know that you asked a question that you don't actually want an answer to, and the answer is the Langford bill that was bipartisan, that was authored by the second most conservative Republican by voting record in the Senate, that was agreed to by Mitch McConnell, by Lindsey Graham, by all of these very conservative people, and was agreed to on the Democrat side. They had the votes to pass it completely, and there was no issue with it. Donald Trump completely and utterly shot that bill down, which would have done all of the things that we're talking about. It would have done all of those different things. So if you want to talk about why didn't Joe Biden do all of those things, it's because Joe Biden, as the president of the United States, can't unilaterally change everything about the border. They can't change everything about the border. We have to pass laws and bills to do that. Donald Trump can't do those things right now on his own. You realize that, right?
Right, because the Democrats won't allow him, correct?
No, it's not because the Democrats won't allow him. It's because you have to pass a bill to do so. Can you point me to the? Can you point me to the immigration? Can you point me to the immigration bill right now that's going through Congress that they're trying to pass? With that, just point it to me.
Really quick shout out. W's in the chat. Big W's in the chat to Tara for the $20 Venmo. Appreciate all the logic, clapbacks, and intelligent conversations. Our world needs more like you, Erica, and the rest of your crew. Yes, Matt is my crew. He's my underling. W's to you. W's to you, Tara.
Damn right.
I appreciate your support. W's to y'all. Sorry, go ahead.
So how do you pass a bill?
Well, have you ever seen Schoolhouse Rock?
Yeah, but I mean that's funny, but you can say it's obvious that it's you need
who runs both houses of who runs both sides of Congress right now and the presidency?
It's the Republicans.
Who runs both? Oh, fantastic! So what you're saying is that the Republicans haven't actually put forth a bill right now. So they haven't even put forth a bill. So they haven't even put forth a bill and tried to negotiate with the Democrats to make it work. Unlike Langford, who under Joe Biden worked with the administration and the administration worked with him, and they got Democrats and Republicans on board to pass the bill, did all of the work, because Trump wanted to, excuse me?
When did that bill come into fruition?
The end of 2023, beginning of 2024.
Why did it take that long?
It didn't take that long. There were two other bills. Hold on.
Regular process. What?
Well, no, I'm saying why did
I will explain I will explain it to you. Hold on. There were two other bills prior to that. There was a bill from the get in 2022. And by the way, you say, well, why did it take until 2022? Biden was sworn in 2021. It's because we were dealing with something else in 2021, if you don't remember. And Biden had to pass things like the American Rescue Plan and the Infrastructure Act because we were trying to get things back on the right track for the country economically, which luckily he did. So once we moved past that, starting in 2022, that was when the Biden administration, dude, I'm answering your question. How can you interrupt me? Because you don't know the answer to this. So there were two other bills that were put forward in that time prior to the Langford bill. So legislation takes time. And what they did was those other bills kind of got like scrapped and language got moved around. And then there had to be discussions with Republicans and with Democrats and what do you want and what do you blah, blah, blah. And that's how we got to the point where at the end of 2023, Langford authored that bill that we know of. But there were two other bills prior to that that didn't get anywhere because they didn't have the proper language or they were attached to other funding or different things like that. Right. But luckily, the Langford bill was completely standalone and had all of the language that all of the Republicans wanted.
Why didn't the other ones have funding?
Excuse me?
Why didn't the other bills have funding?
He mentioned
I literally just
specifically.
So what? Okay, sorry, I missed it. Say it again, please.
Oh my.
I know, because you were talking through what I was saying instead of
God
just
bless
listening
you.
to my fucking explanation,
So
dude.
why didn't they have funding?
I'm so zen right now. Breaks are great, guys.
That's-
Guys, take a break if you need to recently. I'm so zen right now. I'm like, this guy is saying really stupid shit, and I'm not ready to crash out yet. W breaks. Sorry, go ahead.
It wasn't that the bills themselves didn't have funding. It's that they were attached to other funding bills. As in, like, this bill, it has to get it passed, is attached to funding for Israel or funding for Ukraine or funding for blah, blah, blah. Like, that's what I mean. And so everyone everyone wasn't on board with that. But what we were able to do, because Joe Biden is an actual fucking legislator who worked in the Senate, who worked in the House, and knows how to be a fucking politician, he actually got the Republicans to come to the table, got the Democrats to come to the table, got them to meet in the middle, and came up with a bill that everyone was happy with. And we can actually play you quotes, actual quotes on video of Mitch McConnell and Lindsey Graham praising this bill, saying this is the most comprehensive border reform we've had in 60 years. So why didn't we pass that bill?
So you trust everything Lindsey Graham
why
said?
didn't we pass that bill?
So do you
I
trust
asked you a
everything
question.
Lindsey Graham
Why
said?
didn't we pass that bill? Why are you asking me a question back? I asked you a question. Why didn't we pass that bill?
Because there wasn't good funding.
Wrong. There was plenty of good funding. You literally don't know what you're talking about. The reason we didn't pass the bill is because Donald Trump shot it down because he would rather play politics than actually do border security. Oh, really?
We will
do you want to bet?
substantiate it, buddy.
Do you want to bet? No. You want to bet?
Give me a second. W's in the chat to Stacy. I want to hear this. For the $4.99 super chat. This is what happens when kids grow up with Schoolhouse Rock. POTUS can't allocate funds. The GOP is in charge and hasn't even introduced the bill.
This whole thing is an
Tell them. W's in the chat to you, Stacy. W's in the chat to you, Phil, for the $2 Venmo. But he still hasn't defined what problem or crisis means. That is correct, Phil. I was trying to get back to that, but I really want to hear Matt's bet. Also, if we had no border security, we wouldn't have record encounters / deportations. Oops. W's in the chat to you, Phil. W's in the chat to Manda. Hi, Manda, for the $5 Venmo. This privileged little bitch said, I'm just the messenger. I'm not done talking to you while he talked over you the entire time. Tell him that he's the reason why white women are voluntarily celibate. Love you, Hector. I'm used to it at this point, Amanda. You know, it comes with the game. It comes with the game. I still get it wetter than he does. W's in the chat. W's in the chat to all the donos. Appreciate your support. Matt, go ahead.
Do you want to bet that Donald Trump not only shot the bill down, but literally said in front of a crowd of people, it was me. If they kill the bill, blame me. I am to blame. I want them to know I was. Do you want to bet?
Sure. No,
How much are we betting?
No, sorry.
How much are we betting?
I believe that's what you're saying.
Okay, great. So if you agree, hold on. No.
Can you let me finish? Let me
Jesus
finish.
Christ, dude.
Well, I was just talking, then you're trying to fucking talk over
All
me.
right, sure, go for it.
I mean, just because he said it, do you think that's like Bible? Like that's
Yes. Mike Johnson also said it.
Okay.
And by the way, we also have James Langford. And by the way, we also have James Langford. And by the way, we also have James Langford on record on the morning news shows expressing how upset he was that his bill that he worked so hard on got shot down by the president of the United States. So we have Donald Trump saying on record, this isn't hearsay, by the way. This isn't like, I heard someone say it. We have a direct quote from Donald Trump saying it. You can look this up. He said it. You can see him saying it. Okay. So there's that. So we know that he did it. Mike Johnson said that he did it. And James Langford, the guy who wrote the bill, the second most conservative Republican in the Senate, also corroborated that Donald Trump was the reason that the bill got shot down. And so, because of that, you have to acknowledge the fact that Donald Trump didn't actually fucking care about border security, because if he cared about border security, he would have passed or told the Republicans to pass the most comprehensive border security bill in 60 years. And those aren't my words. Those are Mitch McConnell, Lindsey Graham, and James Langford's words, not mine.
Follow the back.
So can I So Lindsey Graham and Mitch McConnell, you take their word at perfect.
Oh my God. Yes, we're taking the words of them, and it's not just the words. He literally was giving you, and I gave you earlier, specifics in the bill. It's not just about their words. We can literally read the bill and see that objectively these things would have been good for comprehensive immigration reform. You being hung up on the words is a very lazy way to rebut everything Matt just said.
Have you ever listened to Lindsey Graham or Mitch McConnell and be like,
oh my fucking God.
That's not true.
No, I'll explain it in lines. I'll explain it to you perfectly.
Can you answer my question?
Yes, I absolutely can. And I'll explain to you. Yes, let me explain. Stop. I'll explain it to you. The answer is yes, I have listened to them before, because here's the thing.
That wasn't my question.
They are sitting, you just said, have you ever listened to Lindsey Graham before?
Nope,
that's literally what you just said.
Finish. You didn't. That's not true. That's not what I asked.
It's literally what you just said.
Do you want me to ask you?
Go ahead.
This is what I asked.
Again.
Have you ever listened?
Go ahead and ask it again. Ask it again.
Have you ever listened to Lindsey Graham or Mitch McConnell and been like, "Oh man, that's not true"?
Yes, but here's the difference, and I'll explain it to you, which is going to be the exact same answer I was just about to give you. Because the thing is that Lindsey Graham and Mitch McConnell weren't giving some bullshit fact that I could look up and say, hey, that's not true. Because by the numbers, the bill as presented, after I looked at it, after other politicians looked at it, after the Democrats looked at it, after other people in the political sphere looked at it, they all said the same thing. So when you have a group of Republicans and a group of Democrats and the media and everybody who examines politics and bills going, hey, this actually is in fact the most comprehensive border bill that we've seen in 60 years. It is an opinion. They're not offering factual information, because if they offer factual information, what I do is I go and I fact check them. Sometimes they say things that are true. Sometimes they say things that are lies. I don't always take them at face value, but what I do is I go and I examine it against the other information at hand. So trying to do what you're doing and just go make a blanket statement and I'm going to get a gotcha isn't going to work, because this is simply an opinion, and their opinion was corroborated by almost everyone else in Congress, save about eight different senators who weren't going to vote for the bill. There were a couple of Democrats who didn't think who thought it was too harsh, and there were a couple of Republicans who didn't think that it was quite harsh enough, which generally to me says that's a good bill. It's somewhere in the middle.
Well, I mean, that's subjective, right?
Exactly. It's a subjective question, which is why your question was really fucking stupid.
Well, but it's about a bill, right? A bill should be pretty objective.
No, dude, the bill itself was objective. The statement that this is the best, the statement, the statement that this is the best border bill that we've seen in 60 years is subjective. That is subjective. And I'm saying that it's subjective. But I'm also saying that if you go by what everyone else was saying and you can corroborate it, then you could say, I have made the decision to agree with that subjective statement based on the information at hand. And I don't know why we're talking about this. This might be the stupidest fucking conversation I've had today.
Well, I mean, you're the one getting like bent out of shape on it. I mean, I'm just trying to.
Why are you asking about this, dude? It's because you don't know any of this information. You want to talk to Hector and I about it, and it's really fucking stupid.
I think Trump handled the border well.
For the clip.
How did he handle the border well when he shot down the best border bill that we've had in fucking 60 years?
But how does somebody shoot down a bill when they're not in office?
He's the leader of the Republican Party. But if he wants something to, except he is and was the leader. Then why did Mike Johnson say that Donald Trump shot the bill down?
Then you have to. Take it up with Mike Johnson, because
who is Mike Johnson? Is he the Speaker of the House?
Correct.
Cool. Then what does Mike Johnson have power over?
Congress.
So if Donald Trump told Mike Johnson to do something and he did it, who's in charge of Mike Johnson?
Well, then Mike Johnson doesn't have to do
Who's
what Donald
in
Trump
charge
says.
of Mike Johnson?
Donald Trump. I mean,
Who's Donald Trump? Exactly.
What
Donald
I'm
Trump
saying
is
is
his
Mike
fucking
Johnson-
boss.
So whose fault
Donald
is it,
Trump
Mike
is
Johnson or
his
Donald
fucking
Trump?
boss. Who's the
Whose fault
leader
is it,
of the
Mike Johnson or
Republican
Donald
Party?
Trump?
Dude, if you're just going to be fucking disingenuous, this
How am I being
conversation is done.
disingenuous?
Who's the leader of the Republican Party?
Right now, it's Donald Trump.
And from 2021 until 2024, who is the leader of the Republican Party? Exactly. It was Donald Trump still. It was still Donald Trump, you idiot.
Trump was not in office.
It doesn't matter that he wasn't in office.
what
He
was
was
he
still
then?
the
What was
leader
he?
of the
What was
Republican
he?
Party.
How?
Oh my God, dude, you cannot be this fucking stupid. Please tell me that you're not this. Are you just trolling us now? Because you can't be this fucking stupid.
How is he the leader of the Republican Party?
How is he the leader
of the Republican Party?
Because he's at the top of the hierarchical structure? What the fuck else do you want me to say?
I'm sorry. The Republicans
you
who
don't
voted
think
for him in the
hold on,
primaries to
you
go
do
to
not
the
get-
general
correct.
election
Correct.
to
You
be
don't get
their
that
leader
because you
and
get-
the leader of the free world. Would you like to argue with that?
At that point, did he win the primary?
Yes.
No, he wasn't running for
At
office
what-
at that point.
At what point? When? I thought you meant in 2020. He won in 2020 the primary. He won the primary in 2024.
But
there was
when you
no one
lose
else.
the
Hold
next
on,
election,
hold on. Stop. Just because he lost the next election, I want to ask you, who did everybody go to for their endorsement in 2022?
Who
did everyone go to for their endorsement in 2022? Who did everyone go to? Tell us.
Sure, you want me to say Trump?
No, I don't want you to say Trump. The answer is Trump. There is no one else.
But that doesn't make him, just because they could have gone to anybody.
Dude, you are literally trying to pretzel yourself into a way of saying that Donald Trump is not the standard bearer for the Republican Party and hasn't been for the last 10 years. You are so full of fucking shit. Just fucking stop, dude. Come on.
But you can't say that.
You're embarrassing. You are embarrassing yourself right now.
Matt,
this is embarrassing.
Did you catch where he said? Did you catch where it said it could have been anyone? You're correct.
Yeah.
It could have been everyone. And the Republican Party wanted Trump. Case closed. This is a crazy hill that you're dying on right now. But regardless, I just want to play this clip real quick because this is what Matt was referencing. Jeez, man.
And we're in for $200 billion because we're stupid. All we have to do is say pay. Nobody ever says to them pay. You don't even hear that. I say pay. And they'll pay too. You have to equalize. As just one example of the border bill, the monstrosity that we're dealing with, 2 million illegals cross the border every single year in the past. And now that number is changing to maybe 8 times that amount. We cannot let this happen to our country. As the leader of our party, there is zero chance I will support.
Matt. I love how that. We're not done. We're not done. Shut up. I love how that just went into our fucking point. That was perfect. That almost made me believe in God. Holy shit, that was great. He calls himself the leader of the Free Party. I don't think anyone else challenged him. But anyway, I'm not done. This is not the part.
Support this horrible open borders betrayal of America. It's not going to happen. I noticed that, and I'll fight it all the way. I noticed a lot of the senators are trying to say respectfully they're blaming it on me. I said, that's okay. Please blame it on me. Please. Because they were getting ready to pass a very bad bill. And I'll tell you what, a bad bill is, I'd rather have no bill than a bad bill. A bad bill you can't have, and that's what was happening. In the House, as you know, the Speaker.
I mean, to be fair, he didn't say he shot it down. I mean, like if we're being...
He said, blame it on me.
Oh my God.
He did. I mean, I'm just being honest from what you just showed me. But what I was going to say was... So who
this
was,
is... Dude, can
lit?
you... I can't. I fucking can't. This is... Dude, literally, we just played a video for you where he said, as the leader of the party, he said, blame it on me. He said, because I told the senators. He literally just said it. He
He
said,
didn't
blame
say
it
that.
on me. He
He
literally
did not
just
say,
did.
I told the senators. You're wrong.
Yes, he did.
Play it again.
Well, or maybe that wasn't the exact wording.
He,
What was the exact
he
wording
said the
he
senators.
used?
He said the senators. Respectfully, the senators
Play it
respectfully
again.
were blaming it
Play it
on me,
again.
and I said, yes,
Play it
please
again.
blame it on me. Him
Yes,
literally
he said
taking
respectfully
accountability
yeah.
for the
Play it again.
shutdown of the bill.
Can you play
He
it again?
referenced the people blaming him.
Will
He
you
said,
play it
yes, blame it on me. Please
Will you
blame
play
it
it
on
again?
me.
Will you play it again?
I literally just fucking played the goddamn clip, man.
Tell me where he said, I told the senators to shoot it down.
Call from
Reggie.
Reggie, you're on the line, but hold, we have someone up on there already. Wait, shit, wrong button. Fuck. Okay. Sir, that's not what we said was in the clip. We talked
So
about
just play it
Donald
again.
Trump's role in directing senators to shut down the bill. Matt
Will you
went
play it
over
again?
the individual specifically, which you challenged and got hung up on the whole, is everything they say correct, blah, 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 blah,
Can you
blah.
just admit
And
you're
then
wrong
we
on this
then
one?
followed up with the clip where he quite literally said, please blame it on me.
Okay, but that doesn't mean that he said shoot it down. At all.
Hector, I just sent you a link on Discord.
Thank you, Matt.
I'm just going off the video you showed me. And that was not really incriminating.
Oh, yes. I remember this, Matt. Thank you so much for this. Let me put this
Yep.
up on the screen. Yeah. So, dude, this is really embarrassing for you, but so be it. You guys have a degradation kink, and I'm willing to play with it for a little bit.
I was just going off the video you showed me, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
you can be
You
salty
literally
all you
can't
want.
rebut what we showed you. You just nitpicked
Is
at what
he-
we said earlier.
Is he the leader of the party?
Is this what we were just talking about?
Or is Donald Trump, is he the leader of the party or is Donald Trump lying? It's one or the other. Donald Trump is either lying or
Donald
he's the
Trump
leader
can
of the
say
party.
whatever he wants at
No,
that time,
is he
but technically
lying?
he was
Is he
not the leader
lying?
of the
Is
party.
he lying? Okay, great. So Donald Trump was lying. Got it. Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Appreciate it.
W's in the chat to Sean up for the
You
$3 Venmo. Holy hell, I've
Who-
seen
who was the
smarter
leader of
things
the
wiggle
party
out the
between-
ground after rain.
Who was the
Not
leader of the
earthworms.
Democratic Party
Not the
this past
earthworms.
election?
W's in the chat to you. W's in the chat to Mike. Thank you guys for the follows. For the $2 Venmo. Hector, please stop this shit. Matt needs to chill his head about to fucking explode. This guy is a waste of your time. No, Matt's fine. Matt's fine. Matt is my crash out voice. I'm not crashing out. Matt can crash out. That's Matt's
That is
voice.
kind of your only
Yeah,
voice.
no, I'm not tone policing Matt here. He's fine. W's in the chat to Cassie for the $2 Venmo. Trump could literally take a giant wet shit on MAGA's face and they would blame Biden and say it wasn't actually a shit, it was just brown water.
Nice, that's a good one.
Okay, Cassie, you're the runner up. You're the runner up. Guys, just
Cassie,
in case
that's
you
a
forgot
good
what
one.
I said earlier, whoever sends my favorite dono gets a free Kamala Would Never hat. Cassie, you're up there now. It's Cassie and Trisha. They sent my two favorite donos so far. We'll do the vote at the end of the live. W's in the chat to y'all. Also, quick reminder of a few things. Double tap the screen, get the likes up, hit that follow button in the top left corner if you haven't already. Share out the live with your friends and family, repost, add to your story, knock out the little gift goals that we have in the middle there. Consider becoming a super fan if you want to support the platform. I think it's too fucking expensive, but if you got it like that, by all means, join the Discord community and the link in the bio, and that allows you to subscribe directly to the server where it's cheaper, you get more perks, and I get more. If you're over on the tube side, please make sure you hit the like button on the stream, subscribe on your way in or on your way out. You may send a super chat or super sticker if you want to support the platform. What else? Oh yes. And in roughly an hour, we will be in the Discord, so you absolutely want to join, and we'll be having a movie night. Part 2 of 3. We started the Dark Knight trilogy before I went on break. We started with Batman Begins. Tonight we'll be watching The Dark Knight in roughly an hour. So if you'd like to watch that with us, please join the Discord. We're gonna have a good bit of fun there, and then we'll follow up with The Dark Knight Rises near this weekend some point. So do all the things. Links in the bio also will take you to the merchandise shop that we have here. We can get such things such as the Make 2+2 equal 4 again line, Kamala Would Never, or the 10 Commandments. Join the Discord and donating directly to the links in the bio. Appreciate every last one of you. What was I supposed to do? I was supposed to do something. I forgot. Oh yeah, I was supposed to play this. Give me a second. Here we go.
You're looking at Carvana's
Not
newest
the
and proudest
goddamn ads.
customer. So proud.
Hold, please, while we go through these ads. I remember specifically James Langford showing his frustration, Senator James Langford, who sponsored the bill, at Republicans. He said, Republicans in the party, he felt that they didn't even read the bill. I remember that. Not to say this clip specifically shows it, but I'm talking about my own due diligence, showing his own frustration with how that bill was shut down. Only one Republican in the Senate, Murkowski in Alaska, voted yes on that bill. All right, here we go.
Right after his Super Tuesday, who endorsed Donald Trump this week, right after his Super Tuesday win in the Oklahoma primary, among others. Was it at all difficult to support Donald Trump after he essentially was responsible for killing your legislation? He smeared the bill. He lied about the bill, legislation you worked hard on, and you believe would not only improve the situation at the border, would maybe even save lives. Did you have any compunctions about it?
Yeah, it is frustrating because there's so much misinformation that came out, but supporting Donald Trump against Joe Biden at this point, seeing the two sets of policies could not be more stark, where we have the highest number of illegal crossings under President.
That's pretty much all that he says about it. So I just wanted to point out that that's amazing right there, because the thing that could have happened is what James Lankford could have done was when James Tapper said all of those things, James Lankford could have said, no, that's not what happened at all. Donald Trump didn't do any of those things. That's not how any of that happened. All he said was, he's like, yeah, it's really sad because there was a lot of misinformation about that bill. Yep. And he just moved, and he moved right on. Did he deny a single thing? Did he deny a single thing?
Did he
No,
say
no, we're
Biden's
talking.
policy
Hold
was
on,
way
stop.
worse?
We'll talk about Biden. We'll talk about Biden in a second.
Question?
No,
I'm
I
going
want
off
you
the
to
video
answer
you
my
just showed
question.
me.
I want you to answer my question first. Did he deny that Trump? I know you're laughing because you're fucking cooked. Did he deny that Trump killed the bill? Yes or no?
Dude, relax, man.
Did he deny that Trump killed it? No. Shut the fuck up and answer my fucking question. Did he deny it? Yes or no? Did he deny it? Yes or no?
Dude, relax, man.
No, shut the fuck up and answer my fucking question.
Are you going
I'm
to
fucking
answer the
tired of
question
this
or not?
shit. You can retcon history all you fucking want.
You keep yelling.
Then answer the fucking question.
Yes.
He didn't deny it.
I'm saying he did not. He did not
Good.
deny it. Correct.
So then you agree. That Donald Trump killed the bill, right?
But sure, I'll give you that. I'll give you
Good
that.
boy, Jesus fucking Christ!
What is wrong with
all right, Matt. All right, Matt. Matt, drink some water.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Lions. The reason that this is so fucking frustrating is because you could have just said, oh, okay, we've got multiple fucking news articles, multiple fucking clips. You could have just said, okay, but you had to be a little bitch about it and make us go through this entire fucking thing.
Dude, why do you get so mad though? Like,
because of what I just said.
But let's
Matt
be
is
real.
very
Right now
passionate. Hey, Lion. Matt is very passionate. He gets very angry when people like you, who don't know shit about fuck, constantly argue with people like us who know a lot of shit about a lot of fucks. Okay, that's all it is.
Can I say something?
I'm not done. Okay, allow Matt to have his feelings. Okay, you're not a snowflake, right? You voted for the guy who's not a snowflake. You can't stand snowflakes. That's what you Republicans say. So allow Matt to do exactly what he's doing, and since you're not a bitch boy, you won't mind. Okay, cool.
Right,
So I want to bring this back. I want to bring this full circle, okay? Because we played the clip of Donald Trump saying it was a bad bill. All right, we played the clip with James Lankford, the co-sponsor of the bill,
was said
not
after
denying the statement made that Trump essentially killed the bill. We went over the other individuals such as Mitch McConnell and what's his name, who then would have talked about how it was the best in 30, 60 years, something like that. What is your argument against this bill?
So real quick, I'll say Lankford said that Biden's policy was terrible. We can agree with that.
Hey. So the point of contention was never that a Republican thought that Biden's border policies were terrible. Hence, he worked with Democrats on a bill to fix the problem legislatively.
I'm just going off the
no
video
one
you
here challenged that. Do you think
going off the
the
video you
entire
showed.
argument was what Lankford thought about Biden's immigration, or was the entire argument that his bill was shut down by his own party, in some parts at the behest of Donald Trump, despite none of them seemingly knowing what was actually in the bill?
I will answer your question. So I think right now, my contention is Trump's border policy is way better than what it was. I mean, that I've stood by that.
I'm sorry. Okay. So
there's
I love how you're dancing around the fact.
Do you think
I
there's more
love how you're
encounters now than
dancing
there was
around
under
the
Biden?
fact that Donald Trump ran off of for the last decade, the border being a monumental problem. And then when a bill was put forward, one specifically that was the best catered to your side of the aisle, he, alongside Republicans, had it shut down. He never talked about how bad it was that it was shut down. He never said this is a great bill for address the issue. The man said, blame it on me. It was a bad bill, and supported the Republicans who voted against it, just so he can get in the Oval Office and use military and executive powers to make the numbers look good for himself. The numbers were already on a downward trend of encounters and everything else, and if it was followed up with legislation that no judge could have blocked or no next president could have just undone, that would have been an actual fix to the immigration problem that you guys won't shut the fuck up about. So you cannot come up here and tell me that the encounters are low and the border is safe and amazing when that is only temporary. And the permanent solution to that was shut down by the party who won't stop saying the border is out of control.
So can you just answer me this question?
What question?
The border encounters less now?
The border encounters are less under Trump's second term than Biden's entire administration. If we're going year for year, if we're going some months for some months, yes. I don't know when any of us challenge that point. Encounters, being what they are, did not equate to increased crime or more benefits being taken from Americans or anything of that nature. So I don't care about the encounter rate. I care about the fact that our asylum is fucked. I care about the fact that we're violating several amendments of the process. I care about the fact to get those record low encounter numbers down, we had American citizens dead and justified by the Trump administration and his appointees. Those things aren't worth the low encounter numbers.
I never talked about those things.
I know you didn't. Never said you did. So
why did you bring it up?
Oh my God.
I'm asking what. I mean, like, what
Dubs in the chat to Manda for the $2 Venmo. Guest is a perfect example of why we say they're in a cult. He denies reality and excuses abhorrent behavior. He also perfectly demonstrates why we say MAGA men are submissive to men they think have some kind of superiority. Not yucking his yum, but just own it, dude. He really should. You guys are super submissive. It's actually diabolical. I can take all these
dumbass comments. Like, I'm being honest with you. This is probably why this rhetoric and the shit you guys say.
This is why you voted for Donald Trump. Yeah, we hear it all the time. Yeah, whatever, dude. Anyways, when did the encounters start going down?
It was probably prior to the end of Biden's administration.
Oh. Yeah, it was. It was a full year before Donald Trump took office.
What about the 3 years prior to that?
So that would be Joe Biden's policies helping to make that happen. So actually what Donald Trump has done that's not really the thing that's doing anything, because he hasn't actually instituted anything that's really helping with that in reality, right? So then you say what happened the 3 years before that. So we already talked about Title 42. So Title 42 is in place.
I know what Title 42 is.
So Title 42 is in place up until 2023, which artificially kept encounters down. Then Joe Biden had to deal with an exceptionally high number of encounters because it was a rush to the border, because you had a backlog of people. And then what Biden tried to do was pass a bill for lasting success instead of just using bullshit executive orders that could be turned over by the next president, because he knew, and most presidents know, that if you want to actually enact change and have something meaningful long term and do something that will fix the problem, you need a bill passed. Because what you can't do is you can't hire 1,500 immigration judges on an executive order.
That's correct.
That can't happen.
Also, I forgot we had someone on hold this whole time, patiently waiting for 13 minutes. Lion, you're a waste of space. Go do some reading, honestly. I feel so bad. Caller, you still on the line?
Yeah.
I legitimately forgot you were here. My sincerest apologies. I am so sorry. Did you vote for Trump?
I did, yeah.
And do you regret your vote?
Not holistically, no. There's certain things I would disagree with him on. I'm not completely partisan on Trump or the Republican Party in general. So
cool. Go ahead and start off with
things.
Go ahead and start off giving me something that you think Trump was doing super well, that warrants your continued support for him, and something that is causing you to, I guess, hold back on fully supporting him. And really quickly, dubs in the chat to Kylie for the $1 Venmo. Lion is nussy whipped. Yep, they love it too. They love it nice and wet and sloppy. Dub is in the chat to Molly for the $5 PayPal. MAGA always dodging questions like Trump dodged the draft. It's embarrassing. Crazy. And then it extends the age to where you could be drafted as he's safe in the Oval Office. Diabolical. Sorry, go back to you, caller. And actually, Matt, if you wouldn't mind just holding this for a second while I use the bathroom. Go ahead. Sorry, caller.
I got you. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the whole Iran situation. I think the blind support for Israel on both sides, Democrat and Republicans, needs to end. I think this is just another extension of that. Sorry, was there a question?
No, I was just listening to you. Please continue. You said you don't like Iran and the situation there. You don't like the support of Israel. But what are the other things that keep your continued support?
Well, the state of disarray of the Democratic Party. Again, I voted for Democrats previously, and unfortunately, the Democratic Party, other than trivial and vague and obscure sort of minority issues, they've kind of lost their connection with the middle class and the politics of Bill Clinton and
my friend, I hate to break in here, but the question is, why are you still supporting Donald Trump with what he's doing right now? The Democrats aren't in power, and the election was in 2024. This is 2026. The question isn't why did you vote for Donald Trump? The question is, why are you still supporting him?
Well, we don't support every single move that any president makes. We vote based on the agenda that they present.
I understand that, but there must be some things that you're still supporting, right?
Yeah, well, again, if you'd let me get to that point, just the state of the Democratic Party, not that every single
the state of the Democratic Party isn't a reason to support Donald Trump. No, that's not. See, I'm asking you, what is here? Let me phrase the question in a different way. What is Donald Trump doing that you support?
Well, there's things I support, like the mass deportations. I don't think it's met the level of actual deportations that we need to achieve. It's all very nuanced. I think part of the issue with a lot of these shows is you guys are like pigeonholing people into this black and white argument of basically, from your perspective, orange man bad. And
no, it's not. It has nothing to do with that. You're pivoting away again. You're pivoting away from. You're pivoting away from the question, because the simple question is, why do you support Donald Trump, and what is he doing right now that you support? And so, if you support, yeah, okay, great.
Because he's better than the alternative.
The thing is that. And see, that's the thing is that, again, as I mentioned before, the question being, what is he doing right now that you support? And saying, well, he's better than the alternative. That's not an answer to the question, what is he doing right now that you support?
And so what you're doing now is the Democratic Party.
Yeah, but okay, so what are those? Great. What are those?
Yeah, again, I was just expanding on that. I think the efforts for deportations are in the
mass deportations. What else besides mass deportations?
Yeah, but as much as I like that, in comparison to what the Democrats would do, I don't think it's sufficient enough. I don't think the rate of legal immigration, Republicans seem okay with that, but I honestly think that needs to be reined in. There's a lot of abuse and significant demographic change throughout our country, so I think
basically
again, it's not black and white of like I like this 100%. There's no gray area.
But the thing is that I just simply asked for just a list of policies. And the only thing that you can say is you like that he's doing mass deportation, which you've just admitted that he's not really doing, and you want to see changes to,
like to see.
And you want to change how legal immigration is happening, and yet there's no bills presented right now from the Republican Party that would change that. And so he's not actually. So that's not a thing that he's actually doing right now that you support, because So he's not doing that. So basically, the only
Well,
two things
in
that
the
you've given us
spectrum here,
is so
rather
basically
than
the
you
only
guide
two
my
things. No,
arguments.
no. I'm just repeating back what you've said. So the only two things that
No,
you've
you're
given
not.
me are
You're shaving
no.
off
The only
portions.
two things that you've given me. Nope. The only two things that you've given me are you want to change how legal immigration happens. You'd like to see that reduced, and there's no bills. There's nothing happening right now with the Republican Party, who control the House, the Senate, and the presidency. That's not happening. And then in terms of mass deportation, Donald Trump is doing worse than Joe Biden in. If you take 2025 compared to all of Joe Biden's years, he did worse month by month than Joe Biden did in terms of deporting people. So I still don't
That's my
understand,
issue.
why do
That's
you
my
still
issue.
support Donald? Yeah, but again, the question being,
And
why do you still support
spiraling?
him?
Okay. Again, I think despite your efforts to diffuse or dispute what I'm saying, is whatever the issue is, whether it's immigration or economic policy, international policy, I feel based on where the Democratic Party is at, whether it's
You keep going back to the
immigration
Democratic
or
Party, and I keep trying to explain to you. I'd like to know, what is Donald Trump doing that you support? I don't know why the Democratic Party has anything to do. Why can't you just say things that Trump is doing that you like?
I'll
I'm
tell you
very
what. I'll tell you what.
confused.
Y'all hold up. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you
you're
what.
trying to make it
I'll
more
tell you
black
what.
and white than
Yeah,
it is.
yeah. Okay.
It's not about the man. It's about the
Hey,
policies.
hey. So
whoever's
I
close
actually
in
haven't
line-
had a good moment to flex on Democrats, flex for Democrats in a second. So I am actually going to give you the opportunity to tell us how Trump was better than the alternative. I'm actually going to engage in this conversation, despite the fact that if you're continuing to support Donald Trump, you should be able to substantiate that. I'm going to give you a little way out. Go ahead. Floor is yours. Tell me how terrible Democrats are.
Well, they want to import the entire world into our country.
How so?
Legalize everybody. How so?
Yeah.
Look. So not just what the Biden potential Harris administration had ran on, but take an example of the primary in the Democratic Party, where every single candidate raised their hand when they said, or when they were asked, if illegal immigrants should be able to receive certain welfare benefits.
It was specifically in regards to emergency health care, which is undocumented migrants going into an ER and then them addressing the undocumented migrants' needs based off the immediate need. Do you think undocumented migrants should be turned down in the ER?
I don't think criminal.
Is he breaking up for anyone else? He's breaking up.
Yeah,
for me.
he's breaking up.
God bless you.
You're breaking up. Thank you so much, Jordan, for the level ship. W's in the chat to Jordan. W's in the chat to you. Appreciate your support.
Just expenses, entitlements. So
caller.
Yeah. I
So
think
again,
fewer
my
people on the
question
dole
was
is an important thing.
my question was, do you think undocumented migrants should be turned down in the ER?
They shouldn't be here to begin with.
Yeah, that wasn't the answer to my question. Can you try again?
Well, I don't know. There's some life integrity that should be managed, but I think a lot of it is just we can get a free doctor's visit, get medical
or
treatment.
No question.
I
Also,
think
you
it's
can't
not yes or no.
schedule
In certain
an
situations,
ER
yes.
visit. That's not how that works. You can't schedule an appointment at a doctor for an ER thing. You know how the ER works, right?
So they don't get medical attention at all, or they don't get any other sort of SNAP
Not
or
what
welfare
I
benefit.
said. So I'm going to
the
ask
whole
you this
point is,
again.
people
Do
that have
you
not paid
think
into the system,
undocumented
no,
migrants,
I don't. No, they shouldn't.
they shouldn't be turned down?
They should not.
Okay.
They should be turned
Thank
down.
you.
They should not be able
so
to
those
receive.
Democrats that you just shitted on for raising their hands to that,
No,
you just
misunderstood
contradicted
me. They
yourself.
should not be eligible
point
to
that out.
receive that care.
They
no.
got you. So they should not be eligible to walk into an ER with a broken arm or a missing leg and get care.
Well, if they do, here's my
It's a
ideal
yes
situation.
or no.
No, here. Yes, they get
Question.
care and they're immediately deported.
They get care and they're immediately deported. Okay, so your issue
Absolutely.
isn't with care. I'm going to follow up with.
It is with
then
care, 'cause
you
that
no,
expense is
it
passed
literally
on to
would
the
be
other-
no. If you think they
You
should
guys
get the
are-
care,
yes, you guys
they
are
get
just
the
trying
care.
to pigeon-
And all you're saying is that care should not stop them
Ever
from
actually
being
stating
deported.
a position of
All you're
any
saying
political meaning.
is that care
You just
does
get
not
caught on
stop
these
them.
little
Can you
nuances.
shh while I'm
No,
talking, please?
no.
I will shush you then. That's how that works. And you can hang up. Okay. Your point of contention, apparently, isn't that they're getting the care. It's that they're allegedly not being deported afterwards, which, to my knowledge, you can be subject to deportation regardless of whatever care you need in an emergency situation. You criticize Democrats for saying yes to that when, hey, you just said yes to that. That didn't make any sense. I really wanted to go back to the point that you tried to say in regards to the policies that they ran off of, and Kamala Harris did not run off of any open border policies. It's not a thing. I would love for anyone to point to that shit in the 2024 election. Please do. Please do. With that being said, guys, there are 769 people in here. 769 people in the live currently. Going to need you to do a couple of things before we move on to this next atrocious guest. If you're not following me, hit that follow button in the top left corner. We are live every Saturday after 3 p.m. CST and randomly throughout the week. Share out the live with your friends and family. Repost, add it to your story. Thank you. Oh, thank you guys so much for knocking out the gift goal here. Let me add a different one here and go ahead and knock that out when I get it reset. Make sure we take care of Matt while he's here as well. Let's get him over 5,000 coins. And of course, his links are on the bio if you'd like to support him for the cooking and stir frying and everything else he's been doing while he's been up on the panel. Best ways to support the stream is going to be the links in the bio, whether it's joining the Discord community. We're over 600, about 700 members strong. Follow me on all the other social media platforms such as YouTube that we're dual streaming to right now, or Instagram where we post the videos we put up here. Getting yourself some merchandise off the merch shop, and as a super fan or a subscriber to the Discord community, you do get a discount code. And then finally, the best way to support the platform is going to be direct donations and links to the bio. Whether you want to send me a message, say hi to my cute face, or support the stream, you may do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, Hector Talks with 2 R's. On Cash App and Venmo, PayPal, Hector Pal with 2 O's and 2 R's. If you're over on the Tube side, you may send a super chat or a super sticker. Tubers, make sure you hit the like button on your way in or on your way out. Subscribe and turn on notification bells and do all the good things. Appreciate every last one of you. W's in the chat to Stacy for the $1 Venmo. Remember when Trump said that only weak presidents rule by executive order? No, I did not know that. I know what he said about like only weak presidents would get started a war with Iran. I remember when he said stuff like that. I am unaware of that specific clip, but I will look it up, Stacy. That's actually kind of funny. W's in the chat to you. W's in the chat to you. Literally all of his fucking administrations have been executive order after executive order. Zach, we already know you voted for Donald Trump, and I'm going to go out on a wild limb and say that you don't regret your vote. Is that correct?
Not even a little bit.
Not even a little bit. Why is that?
You know what? For the same reason that I voted for Obama, the same reason I voted for Bernie, I've been looking my whole entire life for someone who would challenge the system. The second thing, after you find someone willing to challenge the system, is someone able to challenge the system. And this is the first president who is both.
What needed challenging?
I mean, why are we poor, sick, uneducated, at each other's throats, and in forever wars?
I asked you what needed challenging, and then asked you to answer my question with a question. This is why you're insufferable.
I just told you it's the system keeping us poor, sick, uneducated, at each other's throats, and in forever wars.
What has Donald Trump done to make that system better?
I mean, tell me which one you want to talk about.
What has Donald Trump done to make that system better?
I mean, we could tariffs, the way he's dealing with geopolitics, the way he's reshaping
tariffs are making us like not as poor. Are they feeding us more? Please elaborate on that, because last I checked, they were the cause of many of our groceries going up to the point to where the Supreme Court said no. Under the IPA shit, you know what I'm talking about.
2.5%. Groceries are up 2.5% since January. So I know that you guys really are counting your pennies, but if it is the cost of getting our country back aligned with...
Hang on, Zach, just checking. You said since, I just want to double check, you said since January?
I believe that's what I read most recently.
I mean, because it's up over 3% since Trump took office, and that's without the data from October and November, which further skews those numbers. So it's almost certainly higher by everyone else's estimates.
And what causes grocery prices to be expensive?
A lot of different things. Fuel costs is certainly one of them.
Sure. And what causes fuel costs to be expensive?
Another thing that causes that that number is when you deport the workforce of the people that are providing the food.
Oh yeah, so you mean a bunch of our food companies were exploiting illegal immigrants so that we could get cheap berries? Is that the idea?
Yeah, the same thing that we've been doing for 70, 80 years. You act like it's something new under Trump or whatever. It's not. So anyways, yeah, those are the things that do it. And yeah, the thing that drives up the price of oil and the price of, gas alternatively is, I don't know, starting a war when we didn't need to.
Well, that's a strange thing considering we get like no oil from the Strait of Hormuz.
And really, and so your posit is that starting the war in Iran didn't affect the price of a barrel of Brent crude?
No, I think what you guys are missing is that when something...
No, I asked you a question, Zach. I said your posit is that didn't affect the price of a barrel of oil?
No, it did. It just
okay, cool. So what you just said didn't make any sense. Because you just tried to make it seem like, we don't get any oil from there, so how does that affect us? Except it obviously directly affects us because the price of a barrel of oil has skyrocketed from $69 a barrel to well over $100 a barrel now, hasn't it?
Give me a second, Matt. I'm going to take this opportunity to just absolutely shit on Zach. And the reason why I'm going to absolutely shit on Zach is because he does this every time. I think this might be my third time on my live talking to him specifically. And every single time he does this thing that he's doing right now to where I'm actually fucking embarrassed that he tries to debate anyone. Like, you don't want to answer certain questions directly. You bring up the most mediocre fucking points, such as the one you just did right there. Where were you possibly going with, we don't get much oil there? Where were you going with that? Because last I checked, the amount of oil that we got from there was irrelevant, considering that gas went up at least 60 cents and then up to $1.50 across the United States. Where the fuck were you going with that, Zach? I'm so curious. Where were you going with that?
Do you think the little counters above the...
Not you asking a question to my question. Where were you going with that point that we don't get much oil from the Strait of Hormuz?
Got it. Okay, I'll just say it in a statement for you so it's easier.
W. Wallace for becoming a super fan. Just want to remind you, Wallace, you get a couple cool perks, such as mano a mano. Those of you who didn't know that, you can come up and argue with any Trump supporter for 5 minutes uninterrupted when you cash that in. It's best to put it in the it's best to put it in the Discord subscriber space so I can see it. But you can also put it down in the chat. My mods will try to verify that when they see the super fan badge. You also get a discount code off all merch in the shop. Check out the rest. Thank you so much, Wallace. Big W to you. Sorry, go ahead.
The commodity price of Brent crude does not automatically raise the price on the gas counter thing. When you go to a price and it says $3.49 a gallon on the gas station, yeah, that number is not connected automatically to some commodity counter for Brent crude. There's a private corporation that has decided to raise your gas price.
Dude, that's just not true, dude. Brent crude literally directly affects gasoline prices in the United States. Like literally what you just said is just... It's just not true. It's literally directly linked.
Is it directly linked? So really, so just to be clear, so at the gas pump, the number that you see above your cost, that is directly linked to the commodity. Like it literally is. It just sends a signal. It just sends a signal.
Now what you're doing now, Zach, stop. Now what you're doing is being disingenuous because we both know that, yes, there are taxes added into that number. And yes, corporations can add or subtract a little bit of money in there. However, the increase on a percentage basis is directly linked to the increase of Brent crude. It is literally known. Yes, I know exactly what I mean. Yes.
What you mean is that corporations can take the price of commodity oil, and they can use that information about the daily fluctuations of price of crude, and they can abstract from that what their price should be at the pump. They can do that. You're 100% correct. And historically, by the way, you're 100% correct that oftentimes when the price of oil goes up,
that's called a direct link. That's called a direct link. Yes, exactly, Jack. That's called a direct link. Very good. Thank you for
Why
proving
the
my
fuck
point.
are you so bad at this? Holy fuck! That was so bad! Sorry.
The idea that you guys would say that I'm bad at this
God!
just makes me look stupid. So everyone knows that I'm a lot of things. I'm not bad at this.
Zach, why would you just like the thing is, dude? Why would you like of all the arguments? Why would you argue that gas prices aren't directly linked to the price of Brent crude? Like, come on, dude.
Because what I'm
that's
trying
ridiculous.
to show you, if you would let me finish a sentence, it's incredible
All
what
right,
you
go.
might find out if you let me finish a sentence.
Yeah, go. Great.
What I am saying is that everything, your price of eggs, your price of gas, everything in your life that you complain about going up, just like during COVID when it went up, is because some fucking boardroom has decided they would like to pad their profits. And the reason they know they can pad their profits from you stupid people is because you will just blame it on Trump. Doesn't matter who actually did it. Doesn't matter whether it's a corporation making billions of dollars in records profits. They will raise their price when they know you will blame someone else.
How do we stop that from
It's
happening?
not blaming. Yeah, sorry.
How do we stop that from happening, Zach?
There is no way to stop that from
There's no way to stop that from happening whatsoever?
Well, you could be a better consumer. That would be a start.
How would me being a better, in what sense would I need to be a better consumer to stop Shell and Exxon and all these? W's in the chat to Galaxy, to Jordan for the Galaxy. How is me being a better consumer? How would that stop Exxon and all these companies from jacking up prices per the barrel of oil going up because of what happened in the Strait of Hormuz? How?
Imagine if the amount of people that went on No Kings protests actually showed up to the
No, that's not an answer.
that
So
we're
Zach,
talking about.
no, that's not Zach. That's not an answer. So the
No,
question,
that's literally
no,
the answer.
no.
What
If we're
else-
gonna go
how
down,
else do
no,
you
no,
make
Zach,
corporations
stop.
change?
Stop.
You
W's for the
actually
Galaxy.
take
Thank
a
you.
stand.
Q. Hey, no. I have a question for you. So if what you're saying is true, and the answer is that we shouldn't blame the person directly responsible for creating the
Thank you, Jordan, for
market
the hearts.
conditions. Responsible for creating market conditions, because by the way, if we live in something akin to capitalism, right? Corporatism, whatever we want to call this mixed system, right? Whatever we want to call it. Donald Trump created the market conditions that have caused this in the same way that he created the market conditions that caused the increase in gas prices that went from April of 2020 all the way until June of 2022 because of his deal with OPEC. So if you're going to say that we shouldn't blame him for creating the market conditions,
thank you, Jeremy, for the corgi.
Who do we blame for creating the market conditions? Because it's not our fault that the market conditions exist, and it's not our fault that we live within this system, and there's no way for us to stop this system. So what do we do, Zach?
W's in the chat to Wakandan for the $2 super chat. Hectorius, it's time to call stink meter. I don't know what that means. Please send me a message about that, Wakandan. W's in the chat to you.
What shall we ever do about these poor corporations that are they're slaves to the market conditions? That
W's Jordan for clearing out the
have
gifts in the gift gallery. Big W's to you,
no
Jordan. Thank you for the
independence at
corgis.
all. They are just here for me. I know that.
Okay, great. So we should nationalize oil. Okay, great. So we should nationalize oil.
I'm sorry.
So you agree we should nationalize oil, right?
Oh, you mean drill, baby, drill?
No, we should nationalize oil. We should take it over as a company.
We're a total net exporter of energy?
No, I'm saying we should nationalize it. The United States government should take over all oil companies and oil production in America and make it part of our government. That's what we should do, because then that would eliminate the need for profits from a private company. Problem solved, right? Let's nationalize it.
Yes, because famously in socialist places where the government is in control of those entities, everything is so cheap, right?
Yeah. In fact, in the Middle Eastern countries where that happens, absolutely. Yep. You're 100% correct. Very good. Thank you.
So I will say that I really do believe that America should do a better job of making sure that if we are going to be
No. I want to talk about
encouraging
nationalizing
energy
oil,
dominance.
Zach. I want to go back to what you just said. I agree with you. The oil companies are fucking us over. Let's nationalize oil. And yes, in countries where they have nationalized oil, it's much cheaper. I agree with you. Thank you. Yes, let's do it, bud. I'm fucking with you, comrade. Let's nationalize oil. It'll make it cheaper because your point is the companies are fucking us over. Let's do it.
Just to be
Got
clear,
you. Fuck
you're
yeah,
talking to
man.
someone-
I love you, man. This is
talking-
great.
I know you would love me. I am more socialist than you, I promise.
Good, then you agree we should nationalize oil because then it eliminates the thing that you say is fucking us over from prices.
I don't believe that the only way to do it is nationalizing it, but I do believe I just don't. I don't agree.
Gotcha.
And by the way, if we were going to nationalize something, we should be nationalizing gas stations, not oil companies.
Yeah. Hey, Zach. So I'm gonna answer your pathetic answer to my question in regards to millions of consumers, I guess, holding back their funds to these corporations that are responding to this war with putting up the prices, right? And I think you said, I think that's what you're alluding to, right? That we should stop putting our money there. What was your point with that statement?
I think that if Americans were more clear-sighted about who is actually causing their problems, and they actually, in the same way that you will never cure a disease that you misdiagnose.
Yeah, I just need you to tell me what we're supposed to do in response. That's what I need. I don't need you to tell me what you think Americans should be. I need you to tell me what Americans should do in response.
I think they should protest.
Thank you, Jamie. We should protest. Oh, interesting. That's the word I was looking for. Protest. Interesting. And one of the ways we can protest would be like withholding our funds from these companies, or even going out to the streets with signs talking about what they're doing to bring awareness to it, right?
I think going out in the streets would be a great idea.
Interesting. Yeah. Crazy. I'm curious, and maybe if you can't answer, Matt can. When have Republicans really supported protesting of any kind, for that matter?
Do I sound like a Republican?
Yes.
Do I sound like a Republican?
Yeah, you do, actually.
Okay. Well, again, I voted for Obama twice. I voted for Bernie.
Yeah, I don't really care all the people you voted for. It's weird how you guys took on the Democrats. I could care less. I just find it interesting that you aligned yourself with the party who's going to disrupt the system that you think needs to be protested more, and then that same party is not only A, part of the system that you hate so much, but B, also does things to actively suppress protesting.
Yeah, I'm not a Republican in any way.
I know, I get that. Cool. But you voted for the guy and the party that actively wants and has been suppressing protest. So if we're supposed to protest to bring awareness to these issues of the corporations running everything, because you're one of those Bernie bros, corporations are bad, blah, 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 we get it. Then why would you vote for the party that would make it more difficult to protest?
I'm not voting for a party. I'm voting for a president.
You voted for a president who aligned himself with the Republican Party, my guy.
Yeah, and if only the Democrats were smart enough to see who he was, we wouldn't have to have any of that Republican support.
To see who he was, by he you mean Trump. What are Democrats missing with Donald Trump? Please elaborate.
Have you ever seen Michael Moore's speech on watching Donald Trump talk to the auto workers in 2016?
Nope.
You should look that up.
What's the point?
Look it up.
What is the point?
The point is that there were some people on the left who saw that this man was here to be a populist president, and that his power base came from the right, just because populism is not a right or left
Julia, for the clover hat.
Not a blue or red issue. It's an everyman issue.
Interesting.
And I don't even know if you know this, but the Tea Party, which is the precursor to the MAGA party, it was a populist rejection of us bailing out the banks in 2008. It is literally red-tinged populism.
Yeah, I remember why I can't stand you now. You just give a bunch of words that ultimately don't summarize your point, or at least not in the way that you think it does. Hey, do you think Matt or I are unaware of the fact that there's always been people on the quote-unquote left or moderate whatnot that have supported Trump and voted Democrat historically? Do you think we don't know that? Thank you, Julia, for the level up sparks. I don't know what point you thought you were trying to make there, and I don't know how that speech summarizes everything you're trying to say. Because again, I said, educate us on what the Democrats or the left are missing with Trump, and then you said that he's a populist president. I don't know of a single leftist or Democrat that has ever denied the fact that he was a populist president.
Got it. Okay, so imagine that if you today said, hey, I'm Hector, I dislike the corporate ownership of the DNC more than I dislike Donald Trump, and I'm joining his coalition so that we can end that. Let me just tell you how many Republicans, one second. Let me just tell you how many Republicans, actual right-wing, misogynists, racists, whatever, who you would be pushing out of the coalition, because he needs one less of them for every one of us that joins.
So you want me to dislike the corporate ownership, that they have over the DNC, and then completely ignore the fact that the RNC would also be suffering from the same things. You want me to pick Trump, who is also a symptom of the disease, and say I pick him over the symptom of the disease that they both share. And on top of the fact that he shits on immigrants, fucks with trans people, disregards black people, has made us an embarrassment on the world stage, but we get that corporate money out the DNC, then we're fine.
I disagree with all of the statements you
I'm
just
sure
made
you
about
do.
that. I do. And I think, by the way, that is the narrative of a system that is being dismantled, that very desperately does not want to be dismantled.
Zach, when did, just out of curiosity, Zach,
is wrong.
When, just out of curiosity, when did?
Go get a new one, bitch! You dumbass!
Sorry, Matt.
No, it's okay. Okay, great. So when did Donald Trump promise to end Citizens United or put Supreme Court justices in place that would help us do that?
So the day he got elected,
when did he do that? I'm asking that specific question.
Great, the day he got elected.
No, he didn't do any of those things because none of the justices that are in place have indicated that that's a thing, and he's never talked about it, and there's never been any legislation put forward to advance that cause.
So first off, if you're waiting for legislation, recognize that the Congress is the literal
No. Why isn't Donald Trump, as leader of the Republican Party, why isn't he pushing for that to happen if he's a guy that we could align ourselves with to make it happen? Explain.
If he wasn't having to fight you on the most obvious maybe he would get to that.
Zach, no.
This argument.
No. I love
He's
that.
too busy fighting the left. He can't get anything done.
It's almost like Zach. Let's be for fucking real, right? If Donald Trump stepped up to the plate and he said, "Guys, I want to end corporate money in elections. Let's go." What do you think the Democrats would say?
Literally said that on day one in a video that
then
he
where's
recorded.
the legislation?
I just told you, you're never going to get
It
legislation.
doesn't exist.
Guys, I don't know
Dude,
how
guys,
old you are.
Zach, give me a fucking break.
Are you adults? Can we have an adult conversation?
Are you?
Seemingly the only one on the panel.
Zach, I'm sorry. I can't take you fucking seriously. You're a Jew who's in line with Nazis. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
That's such an intelligent take.
W's in the chat to Melanie for the $10 Venmo. Zach's responses are 90% unrelated dumbass answers and 10% dumbass questions. That part, Melody. W's in the chat to you. W's in the chat to Sick of Society for the $3.33. Zach said, imagine if everyone at the No Kings protest, but imagine if Zach got his head out of Trump's diaper rash bum. Would be a wonderful world, wouldn't it? W's in the chat to you. W's in the chat to Jolie for the $2 Venmo. Zach is not as smart as he thinks he is. It's the fact that, especially when I first started this, I remember going into Parker Dean's live and I saw Zach up on one of their panels and he was saying his points. There was a split second where I thought he actually somewhat knew what he was talking about. And then every fucking time he's joined my panel since, it's been this. Like, I don't consider myself to be some master debater or supremely intelligent person by any means. But every time I encounter Zach, it makes me feel like a fucking god. Jesus, man. Any case, 85 more. 85 more to the links in the bio. So, Zach, I just want to point out that every single thing and point that you can bring up on this panel, we will just respond with a way that Donald Trump has been challenging that or straight up disregarding it, right? For example, gerrymandering is a huge problem here in the United States. Both sides do it, obviously. And then the side that we can objectively look at that has put forward bills to at least limit or straight up ban gerrymandering have been Democrats. And then Donald Trump, upon winning the Oval Office in the state of Texas, called Greg Abbott, and then we got HB4, which gerrymandered the fuck out of the maps to lean it in their favor. So it's just, That's one aspect of like corruption on both sides that Donald Trump, the populist outsider president, should have stopped, but he actually has been welcoming it because it serves him. We can talk about the fact that Donald Trump, the president who ran off of election integrity, thank you, Julie, for the level up sparks, has been the only president ever to challenge said integrity. I won't say ever, but the biggest one. We can talk about the fact that Donald Trump does not speak in the ways of, say, Curtis Lewa, in the ways of James Tallarico here in Texas. But for some reason, you guys think he's some Bernie adjacent dude who's going to end the corporations when he's done nothing but enrich the fuck out of them and himself. So I just don't understand where your arguments are coming from, because it's almost as if you're talking about Bernie Sanders, and Bernie Sanders and Trump couldn't be fucking further from each other.
Everybody knows that's not true, which is why there's a lot of crossover in the voting.
Oh, I'm aware of the crossovers. The crossovers' main factor is white men. W's in the chat to Bugsby for the $5 uneducated ones at that. For the $5 super chat. Here, Hector, damn, get the Zio out of here. Super chats do not work towards that goal, but I appreciate you, Bugsby. W's to you. Has to be the links in the bio. Cool. Beans, so would you like to point out the similarities and how those similarities, whatever they may be, would trump the vast differences of their platforms?
Yeah. So again, if you go back and you look at Bernie, let's talk about policies that they share. So buying a share of Intel for the United States government, sovereign wealth fund, tariffs, Trump RX, immigration, like the list really does go on as to how they are actually very similar.
Nope. Just because there's some matching policies or ideas, particularly the ones that would be considered middle or even conservative leaning, doesn't mean that they are drastically similar compared to the differences that they have. You can literally look at the Democrat and Republican Party and see the similarities that they both have in many ways, hence why leftists criticize the fuck out of them. And we can still say that they are drastically, monumentally different parties on key issues.
I know, because they wear a Rafiki when they tell you that they're on your side, right?
W's in the chat to Jordan. W's in the chat to Jordan for the $20 Venmo. The horseshoe theory is real, and Zach is an example of it. W's in the chat to you, Jordan. Big W's in the chat to Jordan. I appreciate your support.
Hector, I have to run. I got to finish making dinner for my daughter and I. I just wanted to tell you, thank you.
You have a daughter?
I do, right? I know, crazy
you
shit.
libs aren't supposed to be having children. Y'all hate kids.
Yeah, can't do that. Hate those children. It's awful, right? Crazy.
Abort them. That's what you guys love to do. Go abort your kid.
And you know what the worst thing is? I teach her to love and respect everybody. I'm the fucking worst, bro. It's the fucking worst.
God awful garbage.
I know. But I just want to say thank you very much, friend, for having me up. I really do appreciate it. Absolute pleasure. And we should do it more often.
Absolutely.
And I'll crash out for you. And guys in the chat, let us get Hector. He needs to be over 400,000 likes. Get him up to 400,000 likes. Push that shit up. Okay, let's do it. Thanks again, man. I appreciate you.
We'll swap you for Nemo. Thank you so much, Matt, for coming up. Matt, put something down in the comments so they can go ahead and follow you. Fantastic creator. W's Matt in the chat.
We love Nemo.
Hi, Nemo. How you doing?
How's it going?
Here's Zach again. I don't know what he's doing. I know what he's trying to do, but
Sounds like he was trying to, I don't know, try and shoehorn Donald Trump into being a socialist, apparently.
Yeah.
A populist. By the way, you know why he's a populist. He's a populist according to your belief. Donald Trump is a self-involved, only thinks about himself, thinks he's the greatest. And so what would be more great and more self-aggrandizing and more fucking, likely to put him on fucking Rushmore than truly fixing our broken system and making all Americans have a better life?
That's a vague goal.
No, Donald Trump is smart enough to recognize that being
Donald Trump is not.
God bless you. Oh my God! It's like Tom Brady's not a good football player either. from your couch, you sound super intelligent.
W's in the chat to Bugsby for the $5 cash app. Here, Hector, damn, get the Zio out of here. Here, I got you. W's in the chat to you, Bugsby. W's in the chat to Bill for the $2 cash app. You know, Zach is an essayer. I just know of some weird fucking tweets that he used to make. I'm aware of that. I'm unaware of any specific sexual assault allegations against him. Yikes.
Hector, that was
W's in the chat to Raleigh for the $10 Venmo for the permaban. Get Zach out of here. What an insufferable cuck. Yeah, insufferable does not do enough justice to what this man is.
Just a cuck.
Yeah.
Insufferable, such a hard word.
It's not. What?
Yosemite is apparently a hard word too.
What's Yosemite? That's not where we have the faces, you know. That's Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm saying that Yosemite is a hard word, apparently.
Is it really? Yosemite? Yosemite?
I mean, apparently smart people, they can't.
Canyon, when their eyes widen in amazement as Old Faithful bursts into the sky, when they gaze upon Yosemites, towering sequoias.
He's the literal worst orator I've ever had to live through in my life.
Tell me more about how he's smart. Like, I understand messing it up if you're just kind of speed reading.
I thought you guys were the liberals. I thought you guys had different learning abilities, different kinds of smart. I thought that was your thing.
Literacy?
Oh, yeah. You mean the 30% of incoming freshmen who are proficient in reading and math? Yeah, you guys really care about literacy.
You're saying that Donald Trump is the equivalent of an incoming freshman in what, college?
That is the unfortunate stat. Yes.
Okay, so are you saying that Donald Trump is equal to 30% of incoming freshmen in college? Dude, I thought that we would have elevated somebody to the president of the United States who was more intelligent than that.
You know what? I thought Obama sounded like the most intelligent president that I'd ever lived through, and I really used to love listening to Bill Clinton. And boy, did he not do a great job as a president. So I'm kind of done. I'm done thinking that book learning is going to make you a great president.
Which one do you want to talk about?
What do you mean, which one?
I mean, which one do you want to talk about? Obviously, you're deflecting away from the fact that Donald Trump can't pronounce the name of one of the most well-known national parks in the United States because that's the first time that he ever read that word out loud. Kind of like whenever you read epitome for the first time out loud,
epitome.
And everybody says epitome.
I used to say epitome. I ain't going cap. I used to say epitome. Just throwing that
it's a rite of passage. It looks like it's epitome, right? So the difference is we're not pushing 80. So
I got in trouble for the stinging bee. I said slavish, and this person was like, she was like, "What did you just say?" And I was like, "Oh fuck, did I just say it wrong? Is it slavish?" Like I've been reading it all this years, like trying to figure out which way to say it because I don't say it very often, but it is in fact slavish.
All right. So which which one are you saying was a terrible president? Because I mean, Bill Clinton presided over.
I thought
pretty ballin' economy.
No, listen. What I always say, by the way, when people are talking about the morality of Donald Trump, is that fucking George W. used to go to bed with his wife of 45 years every night at 9 o'clock. He'd tuck in your cute old grandfather. And Bill Clinton's up fucking interns at 4 o'clock in the morning. And which one was the better president?
God bless you.
I mean, depends on how you want to measure
Thank
it.
you, Gucci, for the Hive escape. I appreciate
Bill Clinton was the better president.
Yeah, of course, Bill Clinton was the better president, right?
As
far as
looking
the
for better
person
men.
is concerned, I would say that George W. Bush, to your point, he also committed war crimes. He lied us into the Iraq War along with Dick Cheney. They both earned their place in hell.
I think he's not that great of a president. I just said very clearly, Bill Clinton, better president, much worse human being. I don't know if, individually, clearly, a much worse human being.
So I'm confused. Which one were you saying was a terrible president then?
George W. Bush.
No, you said Obama and Bill Clinton earlier, and you said and one of them was
Oh,
terrible.
I thought Obama was, and this is only I'm saying relative to what he could have been. I think Obama, you know, when I first voted for him, when I was at his inauguration, I was imagining a world changed within 8 years. And I truly thought he had the power to bring America together, to make real change to our deeply corrupt system, but he was clearly subsumed by it. And we didn't end up with really anything better than, you know, sort of overpriced healthcare for more people. Which, by the way, I really do think is the high point of his thing, even if it's not perfect.
I mean, like, if you want to look at the...
W's in the chat to Ashley for the $2 cash app. I'm sick of his shit. Aren't we all? W's in chat to you, Ashley.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to look at the accomplishments of Obama over the course of 8 years, it's going to be like the big ones. Obviously, the ACA. I think that the JCPOA was a masterpiece of diplomacy
deal ever made on the planet.
God bless you, Bill.
Oh, this ought to be
The
fun.
worst deal ever made on the planet. JCPOA was literally the low point of Obama.
I cannot wait for you to articulate that. W's in the chat to Brian for the $5 Venmo. Zach blames the corporations for screwing us over, then voted for the guy who gives them another round of ridiculous tax breaks. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? You guys remember under Obama's tax plan that we had all those months of economic growth and so on and so forth. You guys remember that he actually proposed a lower tax rate than the 35%. It was 27, 28%, with more breaks for corporations that would have given more employee benefits. You guys remember that? That was crazy. Anyways, W's in the chat to you, Brian.
Do you know that
W's
we
in chat
just
to you.
hit Denmark's corporate tax rate? Like socialized companies generally have pretty low corporate tax rates.
Okay.
God bless you.
Can you point to some more social companies in the U.S.?
Companies?
Yeah. Companies that are using those benefits overwhelmingly to stop the about 50 trillion transfer of wealth we've had over the last 50 years from the lower middle class to the 1%.
America should own we should cut our military budget drastically, and we should own 10% of every company on the NASDAQ.
We're about to double it.
Yeah.
That's a mistake, and it is probably a product of the fact that the military industrial complex is better at kissing ass than anyone on earth, and Donald Trump loves to get his ass kissed.
Oh, okay. Well, sounds like he was a mark. So then why would you ever defend voting for him? Like
I told you that the reason he is a populist...
You're kind of articulating something that I believe Hillary Rodham Clinton herself said so many years ago. And I know for a fact Kamala Harris said it, which is that Donald Trump is easy to manipulate. Flattery is all that it takes with him. And at
if
this
we had
point,
sent Taylor Swift in with a low-cut dress, we would have universal health care. But you bitches are too stupid to play real politic.
That's ridiculous, dude. Taylor Swift is way too old for Donald Trump.
Listen, fucking
Donald Trump would
Kim
never
Kardashian,
go for Taylor
Kim
Swift.
Kardashian,
she is way too old and way too tall, sir.
She is way too tall probably for him. But Kim Kardashian walked into that office, and Alice Johnson, who had been in jail for like 12 years, comes out the next day. And then she's now his pardon czar so that she can make sure that all the other people wrongfully imprisoned can get taken care of. But yeah, you're right. He's a racist, terrible person who let Alice Johnson out like the next day. Here's it from Kim Kardashian. Boom, change happens the next day. If you guys were real politic, if you truly wanted to fix this country, you would recognize that since he has a complete hold over the right base, right, the base of red-leaning people, that if we combined our support with his already built-in support, we could accomplish anything we wanted to.
Word. Okay, cool. So, like, your issue isn't necessarily all this influence and stuff that's happening. You don't want to stop that. You just want us to use it better. Because by you saying or you complimenting this administration of doing that, Kim Kardashian going in, bam, she's part of blah, blah, blah. You're for the influence. You're for the corruption. You just don't want
us to waste it. Yes.
Us to waste it. So this right here, guys, this is one of the funny things about Zach. You don't really have to debunk him. He debunks himself. This right here is the exact reason why people like us will never align with people like you. We're trying to provide solutions to the problem, and you just want us
I
to
literally
weaponize
just
the
gave you a
problem.
solution.
And funny enough,
I
I'm a
just
dirty
literally
enough
gave you a
Democrat to
solution.
say, unfortunately, there's actually some truth to the statements that you made. I do think if you're going to be fucking dirty, use it for universal health care, use it for immigration reform, use it for all these different things. I can actually agree with that statement, but it's the fact that we got to do that to begin with, or better yet, attempt to do it with someone like Donald Trump, who is against all these things and aligning himself with the Republican Party, is fucking insane.
So here's the thing. After this president, we're going to likely get J.D. Vance, who's a real conservative ideologue. He is not Donald Trump. He is not middle of the road. He wasn't a Democrat his whole life. And he is going to inherit the power that Donald Trump creates. You
I don't think J.D. Vance has the power to do that.
But if you put in a president, so let's game it out, right? J.D. Vance becomes president.
You really think that J.D. Vance has the charisma to pick back up where Trump left off? Do you really?
I would thought as soon as this amazing Democrat stuff.
What?
Can't hear you over this awesome movie.
Okay. The next president that becomes president is likely going to be an actual ideologue of whatever side they become, right? So you get a left-leaning ideologue. The question will be,
Sorry, guys. I thought my account was in here to block it. That's why. There was a slight delay. I apologize. I had to get my phone was a little slow on getting in here to get the ban.
I was sitting there thinking, like, the timing on that, just like a few seconds off, but man.
It was my fault. It was user error.
Doom
It's
music
me.
goes
I was
hard.
the error. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. It was a fucking great idea I had one night, and I'm so happy I did it. W's in the chat to Shauna for the $30 Venmo. Lisa Lal Heck! Lisa Lal Heck, Lisa Lal Geeb. W's in the chat to Shauna. Big W's in the chat to Shauna. W's in the chat to Jordan for the $21 Venmo. Go ahead and drop the hammer on Zach. The hammer has been dropped, my nigga. Bam! Right on his head. W's in the chat to you. W's in the chat to Gucci, the Gooch, for the $11 Venmo. She just sent the emoji with the breath, you know, like you just tired of shit. That's all she said. She tired. In fact, damn, this is gonna get me flagged. Fuck it, I don't care. I'm gonna do this for Gucci. This is how I felt, Gucci. This is how I felt. Give me a second. This is how I felt, bro.
It was wild.
Let me skip these ads. Hurry the fuck up. Why am I on my I literally have a premium account where I don't get ads. I need to sign into it. God damn it. Hold on. That's how I felt, Gucci. Cut me loose, Lord. Fighting these stupid people every day. Finding it won't get no better. Send the rapture. Ain't never told a lie. All right. That's going to get me flagged on YouTube, but so be it.
Worth it.
W's in the chat to Mark for the $5 Venmo. I think Zach is expecting way too much out of the presidency. They're not supposed to be radically life-changing literally by design. What does it say that he would vote for a destroyer and expect something constructive? This is what fucking kills me. You want change and you vote for the person who makes the system not only harder to implement the change, but worse off for every fucking person that you claim to advocate for. The shit makes no sense whatsoever. No sense whatsoever. W's in the chat to you, Mark. W's in the chat to Nina. Hi, Nina, for the $5 Venmo. If he insults our friend Taylor Swift one more time, wait. He was going after Swift? I didn't see any of those comments. Oh, no. No.
It was when he was, he said, basically is like a way of trying to get Medicare for all put through. We could just send Taylor Swift into the Oval Office with a low-cut top, to which I responded, well, that's ridiculous because Taylor Swift is, one, too tall for him, and two, too old for him.
Oh,
he prefers minors.
Well, he was talking about Taylor Swift. That's one of my things in the chat. One of my people in the chat.
My bad.
But I remember the comment he made about Taylor Swift. It's crazy how much they shit on Taylor Swift. And you're right, that wouldn't have worked. They fucking hate Taylor Swift. Like what? Donald Trump, did he not tweet, I fucking hate Taylor Swift? Not fucking, but did he
Legit.
not tweet that?
Yeah, that happened.
But we think Taylor Swift is now supposed to... I don't get it. Hey guys, can we get Nemo to 1,000 coins? We're about to wrap up. Can we get no, actually we should be wrapping up. We're 10 minutes over. So really quickly, let me show you guys how to get into the Chord of Disc. And that way, those of you who are interested in watching The Dark Knight with us, you can join. I don't have the right tab up, do I? No, I don't. Let me get this up here.
Thank you, Joe Lee, for the Venmo. Appreciate that.
Joe Lee. And his links are also available in the bio. So, please feel free to give him a little do. Is my thing up? Is it up? YouTube, you won't be able to see it. So YouTube, your link for everything and the best way to support me, including joining the Discord, is going to be available not only in the link in the description of this live stream, but also the link in the just my channel description. And you're going to look for the Discord icon if you wanted to join. But okay, so what is my link tree again? I think this is it. Yes. Cool. Quick overview of my link tree. And I think I have the cursor on. So you should be, yes, you can. Cool. Great. So this right here at the top is going to be my shop. If you wanted to get anything off the merch shop, such as what you see behind you. Currently, we are displaying the Make 2 + 2 = 4 again line. We got the shirts, shorts, hoodies, a few other lines. All right. You can get that all through the link right here. This link right here will take you directly to the shop. I'm getting the domain name figured out, so give me a second on that, but you can get to it straight from there. Also, if you're on YouTube, you can literally go to my profile. I have my Fourth Wall shop directly linked into my YouTube. Okay. Then obviously there's the pay links for those of you who want to support the platform. You like everything that we're doing right now. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, Hector Talks with 2 R's, and Hector Pal on PayPal with 2 O's and 2 R's. You can do that through those links. Scroll down is going to be Sunflower Sips Tumblers. This is the individual who gave me this right here. This is my Boba Bitch cup. Okay. It's a beautiful cup. She makes amazing tumblers. I would say my favorites are the Deadpool, Dexter, and this one here. Check out her shop and you can build your tumblers. It's fucking awesome. And you guys know I don't put people shit in my link tree, but her shop is dope. So check that out. Then there's going to be the link to We Are What's Left. That is, you guys know her, Jessica Simone's organization. We Are What's Left, where we're taking back and redefining what it means to be left in all its forms. I do little things with them every now and then. If you want to support them, you may check that out. There's going to be the backup account link. There's going to be, I forgot I have this here. Do you guys know, you Instagram users, do you guys know what NGL is? Not gonna lie. It's an app that you can go to and you can send me messages. The only Boba I know is Fett. That's funny. You can send me anonymous messages. I forgot I have that here. I'm low-key thinking about removing that because people have been sending me crazy messages directly to my DMs. But this is the way you can do it anonymously. Remember we used to post every week or go over some of the messages we got? That shit was funny. I need to bring that back. or I'll remove it. I don't know. And then obviously there's my email if you want to message me about any direct business thingy majiggies. And that is titled, which is fucking funny. I'm a whole comedian. When the DNC is ready to pay me or all other serious inquiries. Okay, the main thing I wanted to point you guys to is what's up here at the top. Okay, so that icon, Instagram, that'll take you to my Instagram. Make sure that you're following me on Instagram. We're 30,000 followers on there, guys. Combined, we have 85,000 people watching us. It's cool. This here is the TikTok. I believe that's my backup. I think that takes you to my backup account. That was on the panel. Hector Talks Reloaded. Always follow the backup. And then the YouTube, which we're dual streaming to right now, you click on that. And then this final icon at the top here, if you didn't know what that was, that is the Discord icon. That is how you get into the Discord, okay? That is how you get into the Discord. One more thing, because this seems to be a monumental issue for some reason. And I feel like I've made it clear as day, but some people are not getting it. So I'm going to help you out, all right? I'm going to help you out. Give me a second. I need to take some screenshots so I can show you guys how this shit works. Okay, so there's one. Hold on a second. And then this is going to be 2. I'm going to scroll down right here, and this will be 3. Okay. Swear to God, this is going to be the final time I go over this with some of you. I love y'all, but y'all don't read. W's in the chat to Vincent for the $5 Venmo. Zach prefers Trojans for the taste and not the size. Vincent said Zach prefers Trojans for the taste and not the size. Vincent wins. Congratulations, Vincent. You're getting a Cobbler Would Never hat. Knowing you, you'll probably give it away. Let me know. Congratulations, Vincent. You win. You're getting the Cobbler Would Never hat. Trisha was very close. I forgot who was my second favorite earlier. Who was my second favorite? I forgot who my second favorite was. Vincent, you win. Congratulations, Vincent. You let me know what the fuck you want to do with your hat. Because literally the last time he ordered hats, he gave them away to someone else because Vincent is awesome. He has his ways, but we love Vincent. Vincent is awesome. That's fucking hilarious. Did I miss one? Val, did I miss one? Hold on. Did I miss one? Someone said check my thing. CA? Oh, okay, hold on. Oh shit. Damn. Thank you, Val. I'm disrespectful as fuck. W's in the chat to Val for the $20 Cash App. Please ask the bad man to put the, damn it, I can't say that one. The C-Rack pipe down. Shauna's was fucking amazing. That was great. That's my favorite. I'm sorry. Vincent wins. W's in the chat to Val. Yeah. I'm not even gonna disrespect C-Rack like that. I'm not even gonna disrespect C-Rack like that. I'm not gonna lie. This man just, and this is one of the reasons why I stopped platforming him. Like, people stopped platforming him because of his old ass tweets. I was like, that was horrible. Sure. But to be fair, their Trump supporters are all terrible. The reason why I stopped platforming him, because every fucking time he came up on this damn panel, he would make no sense whatsoever. He would do everything he just did. He'd just make this whole philosophy book situation versus getting to policies and how what he wants for the country correlates with Trump. He would do a bad job at doing that every single time. Okay, really quickly, because we got to get to this movie. Let me put this up. So, when you click on the Discord icon, okay? When you click on the Discord icon in my link tree, it's going to take you to this. This is what you should see, or at least this is how it looks on my computer. It'll be different, obviously, on your phone. But this is how you know you're in. To be clear, you will only see these 3 channels at the top: welcoming, get access and rules, and then introduce yourself. Those will be the only 3 channels that you see when you join my Discord. Would you like to know why? Because for security measures, I set up this bot thing to where you have to do an additional thing to get access to the rest of the server. Okay? So, chat, let's do a little exercise, okay? If the only 3 channels you see are welcoming, get access and rules, and introduce yourself, out of those 3 channels, which one do you think you have to click on to get access to the rest of the server? We're playing Dora right now. This is the part where you go. Yes, you're correct. The Get Access and Rules channel. That's how you get access to the rest of the server. Wonderful. And when you click on Get Access and Rules, it's going to take you to that channel. And then let me show you what's in that one. I see why Trump supporters call me condescending as fuck. I get it. Okay. So this is now when you're inside the Get Access and Rules channel. Obviously, it will look different for some of you. But you're going to see the first thing pinned at the top are going to be rules. Okay? It's very important you read the rules. Okay? But this is what you're going to see. This is how you know you're in the right place. And the final thing that you're going to see at the bottom of the rules is going to be this right here. Okay? This is where you guys get shit fucked up, and I don't know why, because I really don't know how to make it any clearer for you. So, at the bottom of the rules is going to show additional info, and that's going to let you know about the roles for moderators, subscribers, and everything else. I think I need to add 1 or 2 more things here, all right? But all of this is a part of one big paragraph. And then under that, it's going to say React rules. So if the bottom of the paragraph at the end of the rule says things like reacting to this message will not give you access to the server, it's the one directly under this message titled React rules, and then I put React, then the next thing you would have to click to get access to the motherfucking server is the verify tab that says React rules. It says verbatim, read the rules to avoid getting banned. Have you done that yet? The first one says yes. When you click yes, voila, the server opens up for you. Okay? Do not message me asking me why you can't get access to the server when you didn't fucking read this section. This is the part where I'm not nice. Don't message me if you didn't read this section right here. Okay? Reading is fundamental. Exactly. Reading is important. But unfortunately,
Y'all don't read.
We're going to get it right, though. We're going to get it right. With that being said, I'm always late to my own damn things. Hold on. I'm joining the voice channel. I'm joining the voice channel on my backup right now. It's going to be the Dark Knight Watch Party. If you would like to join the Dark Knight Watch Party, get in there. I'm in there right now. Obviously, I can't hear y'all. Give me a second. Go join. Go join now and enjoy yourselves. Go join now and enjoy yourselves. We're about to watch The Dark Knight. This is going to be 2 of 3. And then sometime this weekend, we will finish up by watching The Dark Knight Rises. With that being said, shout out to everyone who tuned in today. We got up to 1,000 people. That was dope. Shout out to Nemo who came through. Shout out to Olive. Oh, she didn't get to say much, unfortunately. Shout out to Nemo who is here. Did I say Nemo already? Matt. And then shout out to Nemo who is here. Shout out to every last one of you. Thank you guys so much. I've been on a break for a bit and I was supposed to go live yesterday and then I was like, fuck y'all. And then I decided I love y'all today. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you for your gifts, your donations, your taps, your shares, your comments, your heart me's, all of those good things. Way to make a nigga feel welcome. We appreciate that. Nemo, one of these days, we're going to get a good co-host going, man. One of these days.
Yeah, man.
I remember the last time you were up here, we got like no one. You remember that? We got no one for like 30 minutes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Absolutely, yeah. But it was fine. It was just shooting shit.
Yeah, we were just shooting
But yeah,
shit.
man. Yeah, no, I'm down.
Right. Big W's for you to coming up, guys. If you are not following Nemo, make sure that you follow him. He does not go live himself, but you'll often see him on panels fighting the good fight. All of his links are also available in the bio to those of you who want to donate to everything he's got going on, and I promise you it will be all your dollars worth spent. Like I said, we don't get paid by the DNC. This is now your opportunity to become the DNC. Hit up his links. All right. Appreciate you, Nemo, for coming up, man.
Appreciate you, man. Later.
With that being said, we're going to go ahead and call it here. YouTube, let me see who we can raid. Who's live? Typically, Erica would be live at this point, but Erica's on break, guys. Erica's on break. So, I can't hear y'all in the Discord. Y'all behave. Don't get me flagged in there. Where's the section that I'm looking for? Hold on. So YouTube, I think, is Ari live? Yes, Ari is live. Bam. Second I end this live, it's going to take you straight to Ari's live. So go show Ari some love and support. Obviously, when you go in there, make sure you say Hector Raid. Hector Raid is going to automatically take you over there. YouTube. Appreciate every last one of you for tuning in. Shout out to some of the hardest working mods on the platform. Thank you for the likes, the comments, the shares, the subscriptions, the super chats, and super stickers. Big W's to you guys. And fucking A. And I will